Boom. Boom. Boom.
Hello and welcome back to the Pop Tab Podcast, the podcast that's as sweet as soda for breakfast. I am one of your hosts, Brent Kruscke, the upholder of the unpopular opinion, and joining me today, as always, is the ghost host, Jacob Stokes.
Boo!
You know, I said I forgot the intro. As soon as you get into the rhythm, it just kind of all flows out once it's there. Yeah,
I mean, it's episode 10, right? We're double digits.
Right,
it's
double
serious.
digits. We're getting up there. This podcast is filmed in front of a live Twitch audience. If you want to be part of that audience, head on over to twitch.tv/realpixel to be part of the action. And if you want to stay up to date with us, patreon.com/realpixel is the best place to do it. It's free, doesn't cost anything. It's just the best way to stay connected. So definitely check it out if you're interested. Today, we get a little bit early start. If you're familiar with us, we usually start at 6, but there's a state of play starting at 6 o'clock. So we wanted to get the show moving, grooving, and flowing. And then we're going to actually react to that live on the show. So we wanted to make sure we get through a little bit of the housekeeping and stuff like that. So we gave ourselves about 15 extra minutes to get through that. And then at 6 o'clock, we'll be hopping over there, watching that, reviewing what they're talking about. Do we have any idea what they're talking about? Nope. That's the most exciting way to go into it for me.
We as humans, yes, I believe there is actually some
there is knowledge out there. Me and you,
we together know nothing.
Right. But like I said, I think that's almost more exciting because if I knew exactly what they're talking about, then it's like, well, I'm prepared. But now I'm like, hit me with anything. More PS5 Pro stuff, more 30th anniversary stuff, maybe a secret game trailer or something. This is what someone's working on. Who knows?
I've seen people do their reacts, their guesses. Haven't heard it once, though. I've just seen the thumbnails and the articles and the titles, so I don't know. I haven't even listened to people who do know what could happen about what they think might be able to happen, you know?
Okay. It'll be fun to see. So let's get through this housekeeping real quick. First things first, streams for the rest of the week. Thursday, our normal stream has got a special thing going on. We're actually testing a live show we do for the quote-unquote day job. We're doing Magic the Gathering live in paper. It's going to be a Commander game. It's going to be me, Stokes, our buddy Blake, and possibly someone else from the Worst Possible Commander show. Fourth chair to be determined. We're waiting on some responses. But,
TBD.
Some people, if you're familiar with Commander at all, over on the Covert Go Blue channel, we have a show called The Worst Possible Commander Show. We're using a couple of those great players to come on over and play with us to test out some tech for our show that we're going to be doing hopefully in the next week or so. So that should be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of tech, like figuring stuff out. Might be a lot of downtime where we're just kind of running, checking some stuff. But we're going to be talking with chat, hanging out. So if you like Magic at all, you like just hanging out and chatting, that would be a really good stream to come hang out in. Friday is my day. I'm claiming it.
It's my
birthday, and I'm taking it all. I'm going to be playing Legend of Zelda Echoes Wisdom all day. I'm so excited for
Wisdom?
it. What'd I say? Echoes Wisdom?
You said Echoes Wisdom.
Echoes of Wisdom. I was trying to not say Legend of Zeldas.
I think you still said it.
Did I? Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is what I'm going to be playing. Just first try. I'll edit it. I'll fix it. Saturday, there'll be no stream because I am taking a day for my birthday, and I'm going to do something with Bethany. She's off.
Do you know what you're doing?
No. There's been a couple ideas float around. We might do putt-putt. We've only done it once this year, and I know
Pirates Cove.
Pirates Cove is going to be wrapping up here soon. So,
well, let me get you a read on the weather. Huh? Is there a weather app on this? Oh, look at that.
When I checked, it was going to be like 73, which
that's nice.
Which is nice for putt-putt. Because I was thinking, hey, do you want to go do a corn maze?
Okay, I see 56 to 75, yeah.
Because I was thinking, let's go do something fall related. But if it's 75, all the fall stuff isn't going to feel like fall stuff. So I don't want to go do the fall stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to be hot and sweaty in a cornfield.
Exactly. So that's why we're thinking maybe
I want it to be
last
like
time.
Just a little too cold almost.
Exactly.
You know, so I've really got to bundle.
So when you go stand by the heater, it feels good.
And when I'm walking, keep it hot.
Exactly. And then Sunday, I will hopefully be finishing up Uncharted 4. That would be great. I don't know how much left in it, but I think there's probably one more stream left, maybe two. We'll see. It also depends on when I get started on Sunday because we have another project that we're working on Sunday morning. So I'll be doing it later in the day and hopefully finish up Uncharted 4 because I'm really excited to get to the end of that game and see what's what and then figure out how far I'd have to go to platinum it. I do know there's like the speed run you talked about. There's a couple different things, but I know there's cheats and different things you can do involved. So
things that make it easier for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So I definitely am enjoying the game a lot. It's a lot of fun. So
I don't know if it'll be a platinum worthy one for you.
No?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think you'll look at the list of achievements and be like, I don't really want to do any of those. Because they're a little bit more out of the way. You know? It's not just beat it on the hardest difficulty, beat it in, I think it was less than 2 hours. Maybe it was 4. I don't remember.
It might not be something I platinum like on stream, but maybe I'll take some time and do it on my own time because I like running around in the game. I like finding stuff and whatnot. But yeah. Hey, Stony, how's it going?
What up, Stony?
I wanted to get this prepped, so that's there. So now we got a timer.
Oh,
in
hey,
front
it's
of us.
got a timer.
That's,
Nice.
That's going to help us
That's
out a lot. Actually, I just wondered when we switch over there. I got to make sure the audio is going to work. So we might hop over there a few seconds.
Just do a
early.
test real quick.
Okay,
Just because imagine there's audio over there now, right? Whoa.
See now,
Yep, it's got desktop audio.
yeah, but it's muted currently. And what is that desktop audio? Is it that?
It's got to be, right?
Stoney, how's it sound? What's it sound like? Is that state of play?
Does it
Something
sound like
else playing in
State
the
of Play,
background?
something counting
we're,
down?
We're bouncing to nothing. Actually, also reminds me, where's the audio going to go for where we can hear it? Where's that audio going? There's so many things we started early. I completely forgot to do all these steps.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Beyond TV. What is beyond?
Don't worry about that.
Speakers. No.
LG.
Is it the LG?
Do we have a volume? Do we got a remote for it?
Of course we do. It's over there on the other table, exactly where it needed to be. I don't know if you guys know this, but we're professional content creators now. That's what we do.
Maybe it was correct before.
It was. It was correct. There it is. All right, we'll switch back over. We got about 8 minutes.
What do you think is that?
That's probably pretty good.
Oh, hold.
There we go. Cool. We'll be back to that in a second.
Oh, 1 second. Is it still going on this?
You're right. It is. Again,
There we go.
professionals. We do this for a living. And then the last thing we have to get to is letterbox check-in and what games we've been playing. Besides what I've been playing on stream, no other games. I want to get back to Snap, the new Snap, but I'm switching switches. I've been transitioning my stuff over to Switch, so I haven't actually jumped back into it on the new one, but I got it downloaded, got all that stuff going. And Halo challenges, as always. That's kind of all I've been playing.
Halo forever.
Oh, and a ton of Spectre Divide. I'm playing a lot of Spectre Divide. Me and Alec are going hard. It's been a lot of fun and frustrating.
yeah, probably mostly frustrating.
Well,
really.
it's been a long time since I've tried to be really good at a game. So I have games where I'm just like, God, this game is so dumb. It makes no sense. I hate it. This guy's cheating. Oh, I hate it. And after we'd be like, oh, I got to play another one, dude. I'm loving it. I got to play another one.
God, that's not me.
It's just
dude.
like I need it, dude.
I mean, I don't really get that feeling. This is cheating. It's dumb. I hate it. I don't understand. Whatever. I'm okay to break through that first hurdle barrier typically.
Mm-hmm.
But if the drive is competition or greater standing, I won't keep going.
That's fair.
I think Overwatch, as the only real competitive game, it was like I just want to understand how the game works. I just want to know all the characters, like their function, and I like knowing the maps and whatever, that kind of stuff. It didn't have to do with hitting a certain rank.
I'm at the point in Spectre Divide where, because it's new enough and the game is different enough where you can't just come in with Val or CS knowledge and be like, I'm going to run this game. You have a leg up, but you can't just run it. It's different enough to where there'll be games where I'm like, dude, we go, 15 rounds and I maybe pull 12 kills and I'm like, what is wrong with me? And then other games I'll pull 32 kills and have 2 aces and I'll be like, this is my game, dude. I can destroy people. And then Alec will have the great games and he'll do bad when I do great. And it's like back and forth. We can never get in sync and have just 2 good games together.
You guys have the same people to kill. If you all kill them, then
I mean, that's true, but it's not even like Alex like, oh, dude, you took all the kills, but we're winning easily. It's like Alex like, why can't I hit a shot? Same thing with me. I'm like, I was to the left of that guy every shot, and my mouse hand would not readjust. What is wrong with me?
man, I disassociate when I play games too hard now, I think.
Yeah.
that must be it. Because I'm like, yeah, I don't want to try as hard.
That's fair.
I mean, as much as I've played in like Overwatch, I think I've done maybe 3 ranked games, and you need 10 to be a rank.
Yeah.
So I haven't even been placed. I'm like, I don't know.
I haven't done ranked in Spectre Divide, mostly because there's 4 different power-ups you can choose. Power-ups, abilities, essentially. They're called sponsors, essentially. Like, you're being sponsored by this company, so you have this tech to use in the game, yada, yada.
Oh, okay.
You have 4 of them unlocked instantly. And then the other 4, to make a total of 8, you have to level up to level 7 to unlock it. So I want to unlock all those.
Which is just XP based,
It's
right?
just XP.
Okay.
So I want to unlock all those before I jump into rank, because it's like, well, I'm assuming these ones, they should all be level, but some of them have abilities that are like, that is wicked strong for the way I play. Like there's one that I'm trying to unlock that essentially I put up like this black digital wall and it just moves forward and I can just follow behind it to like take a point, and it just is a solid wall.
That's pretty cool.
It's very cool. So I'm trying to unlock that so I can get into rank. So I haven't touched rank yet, but we've been playing pretty seriously trying to get better. Being like, hey, this round, we don't care about winning. Try to get good with this gun or this or that. And then it'll be like, cool, now it's 6-6. We need 2 rounds to win. Let's try to win the next 2 games. Whatever it takes, let's win the next 2 rounds so we win the whole game. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I gotta be looking. So I've been doing Diablo.
Yep.
That's what I've been on. I got the Steam Deck. We did just get a Stream Deck too.
Yeah.
But I got the Steam Deck. I got it all put together, got the skin attached, got everything locked in place. I even found, it was actually for you, the micro SD card for your last year's birthday gift, the Anbernic pocket thing. The micro SD I got was too big. It couldn't be formatted to a certain format type that was required for. So I was like, oh, okay. And I just forgot to return it. It was 512 gigs of Samsung Pro Evo level SD card. And I found it, and I was like, "Oh, this works in the Steam Deck." So, boom, I got 512 gigs.
That's
which
free. Because that was so long ago. Sunken cost.
Money's gone.
That's free.
I made money this week.
You made money.
But the Steam Deck's also really good for emulation. So I'm like, maybe I'll load up an emulator on here and throw 512 gigs is like a ROM for every system.
Oh yeah,
that's so much space.
So much space.
I would never use that, almost certainly. Like any emulation, I just don't do that.
No,
but I might have it anyway, just to be like, oh, you know, we're traveling. Why don't you play your favorite NES game or whatever it may be?
It's crazy how different Nintendo is from everything else, but how easy to have a good emulator for Nintendo is. All the games, all the systems, everything's just very easy to emulate, and it works great and it's smooth. And if you ask Alec, and which I'm also on his side a little bit, we played Legend of Zelda 4 Swords on the Switch, 4-player.
Oh yeah.
It was way smoother and way easier to play Gauntlet Dark Legacy from the GameCube remotely on an emulator than it was using the Switch.
Oh.
And it's just sad.
The Nintendo is, besides local multiplayer.
Yeah.
It's not meant for multiplayer.
I know, but it's crazy
the $20 digital, which actually I need to cancel that.
Yeah, you do.
I need to cancel that. It's only $20 a year. It's
I was
not
say,
the worst
$20
thing
a year,
ever. I mean, it's but
money's money.
$20. Yeah. I'll make $20 next year.
You'll make $20. Oh my god!
Ah.
There it is.
But anyway, so I got that fully loaded. I've been using it as a wind down tool when I go to bed, which Diablo, pretty wind down. I don't play at a high difficulty. I'm not reading every piece of gear. I'm not that kind of person. I'm just like, let me just get it done. And by doing that, I got pretty close to a certain level on a battle pass. I was like, I might be able to finish this. So I started focusing on some challenges to give me a path. What do I do next? Where do I go? Let me try farming this, grinding that. And after completing some challenges, I'm like level 85, I think, or maybe even 90 out of 100. So I've almost got my first level 100 character, which is going to go away in 2 weeks. You can only get up to 60.
Bye-bye.
So I've almost got that, and I'm, I think, 4 levels away from finishing the battle pass.
Oh, cool.
So I was like, oh, I guess, and I've done the free part. I've only done free, so I'm like, I might just buy the battle pass just to because I'll just get everything.
Yeah.
And I've realized I'm like, I think even in Overwatch when I play, I like doing the weeklies and dailies and I only do quick play, but I'll do all roles to get challenges done instead of just playing support, which is what I really want.
Right.
I like doing all those challenges and getting the things and finishing the battle pass. And I'm like, I might just be a battle pass guy. I don't want to take too many on at once, so I have to kind of decide what game do I want with what battle pass and how are the rewards good enough? Do I want to grind it? Because if next season the Diablo battle pass sucks, I'm going to be playing anyway because of the expansion.
Yeah.
But if I feel tired from it, worn out from it, maybe I won't finish the pass. But the next game, though, that I think we're going to be playing is Shay wants to do it on her Friday streams. She wants to do it where she started a server with her siblings.
So we got 20 seconds. I don't want to cut you off, but we have 20 seconds.
Well, we'll find out what that game is after the PlayStation State of Play.
Oh, there you go. You did it. We'll fade over, and we'll...
After a word from our not a sponsor. Oh, it's me.
There you go. 2, 1, here it comes.
Let's go. Can you pull up the actual window? I don't need to see myself right now. Oh, I can hear myself.
Ah! PlayStation.
God, I do want to play this game too.
I do want to play it too. I'm actually going to see real quick. Can I? That might help. There we go.
Cool.
Now we don't hear
Ooh,
ourselves.
Helldivers. Did I see Helldivers characters there?
Oh, I missed it. I do really want to play I didn't do the first Astrobot Playroom. Is that what it was?
I did Playroom. I got the Platinum. And the game it's a tech demo, but I was like, this is fucking cool.
5 whole new levels already? Did this game come out like 2 weeks ago?
That sounds about right.
Holy crap.
I've just heard such good things. No
I know.
bugs, super polished. It's all themed off of the hardware of the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm. But it looks pretty. And I do like platforming, like very simple, smooth
Yeah.
platformers. Much more than like, what is it, like Celeste, where it's like, this is the craziest platforming you'll ever. I just want, give me simple platforming, run around, have a good. There it is.
Helldivers.
Yep, yep.
Couldn't tell you.
Nope, I'm not sure about that one.
Free add-on. Perfect.
That's great.
Games are amazing.
Hi everyone, I'm Nicholas Ducey, the studio head at Team Asobi. We couldn't be happier with the reception to Astrobot and to see how much joy Astro is bringing to homes all around the world. On behalf of Team Asobi,
He looks
thank you
tired.
so much.
Shit, dude, me too.
I know, but
Pot kettle.
The DLC will release later this year at no additional cost.
I like his shirt.
More to share soon. But for now, let's enjoy the state of play.
Oh, yeah, he kept his shoulder up the entire time for that thing. That was great. Well done.
What a guy.
Considering they're like, hey, there's going to be this thing on your shoulder. And he's like, oh, okay.
He's like, I run a studio. VR? Oh, is this the new Little Nightmares creator game?
Whoa.
While I was in the black, I had a dream. There was a monster in the woods.
Handcrafted in clay?
They can't mean that, right? That can't physically be possible, right?
Cuphead did drawings, right?
Yeah, but that's easier.
I understand.
And theirs was 2D. This is interesting, like 3D camera.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Baba Yaga.
PSVR?
PSVR had it. Which we have one of those.
Yeah, we do.
Where are you off to now? And so it was that the burnt one and a small flame took a wander down the midnight walk.
That looks really cool. I don't know if I'll play it, but it looks really cool. L, L, L. W.
Oh, yeah.
Just I'm reading the chat.
They're just putting L's and W's. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's W for creativity. I couldn't really tell what the game is like, but
I don't remember when it happened, but I remember how I felt. Father told us to hide when they came to our house. Then they took him away.
oh Jesus.
Little, it's like a cross for hospital, would look like a PlayStation Plus.
Everyone had fled. She said the country was sick, but we would be okay. Mother always said monsters didn't exist. I thought
This
they
Chad,
lived
dude.
under my bed. We were both wrong. They live inside our heads.
Ooh.
I was gonna say Death Stranding, but that's definitely not what this is. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, this looks really cool.
It does look
This
cool.
looks like something you'd really like to play.
Yeah.
It's
It-
almost Souls-like, but it seems more story, more world-focused.
Every time I see them in the dungeon, I get excited, or in the small halls. The open world, I don't want to take on something too big, but all this stuff looks so
This doesn't
cool.
look open world.
No. with that red stuff. Kind of reminds me of Control as well.
Yeah, yeah. Looks kind of like The Division right there.
A little bit. Hell is Us.
Sometimes the name doesn't land, but the game's cool.
Yeah.
Looks cool.
My story is a tale of rules.
Oh, we get another Metro game?
Yeah, I was going to say another
Oh,
Metro.
it's PlayStation VR required.
Oh.
Oh, hey, Serda.
Have you seen Yana? Something happened. She's in no state to be wandering out in the metro alone. I need to go after her. Their bodies arranged in some sort of ritual. Please, just let Yana be all right. What is that?
Ooh.
I keep hearing other voices on the radio.
Metro's a really cool game series.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't given them enough time. Whatever the newest one is, 2040 something.
Yep.
Right?
I feel like I remember playing like
Oh no, Metro Exodus
an hour or something of
was
one.
the name. Metro Exodus. I probably gave that one like 4 or 5 hours, but I just didn't stick with it. Couldn't tell you why.
To prevent something worse.
That radiation.
The Geiger counter
Yeah.
sound, always. This must just be like a holiday showcase. It's just game
That's
so
awesome.
far.
So, how did it feel to learn the truth about the night sky tragedy?
All these games have the same kind of like feeling so far.
Humans
Yeah.
until the whole world lay in ruins. And yet,
That was cool.
Come on, you're telling me this looks up your alley. It looks a little open world.
it must be the way.
Yeah, because I'm seeing like a bunch of like
Ooh,
that
there's
character just
players.
walked up. Yeah.
There's players. Throne and Liberty.
I still have no trust in your kind.
It's a little bit of For Honor. That was pretty cool.
I've seen the chat put Concord 2 a lot. It's fucking funny. Online multiplayer requires PS Plus. Okay, so this is multiplayer. It's called. Is this Throne and Liberty, dude?
I don't think so. It doesn't look.
It's got that same kind of
It
fantasy
does have the
feel,
same
though,
feel.
right?
This trial.
Maybe.
Dude, whatever this
There-
is, I want it.
There was a lot of purple in Throne and Liberty when I played. Like all the menus and
Oh, the
everything. It was
magic
very
and
like,
stuff,
yeah. Arc Age Chronicle.
Might become one of us.
That does look really cool.
That was fucking sweet looking.
Hey. How's that lawsuit going?
I was just gonna say, is this Power World?
Yeah.
Can they legally show me this?
We need your help.
Yeah. Donate to our GoFundMe now. There's a lot of magic sound in this right now, like enter the world of Power World. But it's like slave driving the game.
Yeah. It also looks 90% done. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, the whole time I was playing Pal World, it was about 60% done, so I'll take 90.
Dude,
But
that's what I'm saying. Like, the game just wasn't for me right off the rip. Was it not on console? Okay, that's just it then. It's just on PS5. It wasn't out before.
oh,
Thanks
I didn't know
to
that.
Prepare for that new look at Pal World, an incredible open world survival game that's
Well,
launched today on the
what up,
PlayStation
Cup?
5.
What up? What up, Alchemist?
Starting with the return of
How's it going?
the
Nailed it.
original PlayStation.
Again, professionals.
RPGs from the original PlayStation?
All things are real unless you dream they're not. In your dreams, love is the plot. Carried
I know. But are they gonna give me Legend of Dragoon?
Collection brings together
Don't go too crazy.
Okay,
though.
okay.
But also, dude, I know for sure this is the kind of music that James be like jamming to.
Oh,
you know,
1,000%. You
He's like-
check his
he's-
Spotify, it's like the top 10.
Yeah.
That's okay, because I told James if he didn't show up at 6 o'clock because he had an alarm, we'll talk shit about him. And he's like, yeah, I deserve it. I was like, cool.
Oh, it's 6:11. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Take that.
Dude,
PS5 and PS4.
we've had a day, Alchemist. So we're excited to get a little bit of game news given to us.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles, Shredder's
Oh, dude. Is this the Double Dragon?
Radical
Teenage-
Reptiles
Oh, no.
DLC,
Radical
which adds
Reptiles.
Mondo Gecko and Mona Lisa as playable characters.
That's kind of cool.
For no extra cost, a remixed in-game soundtrack featuring some amazing guest composers.
Oh, cool.
Both of these
Button
updates
Masher's a
arrived
fun name.
today.
I do want to play through that. I have yet to.
I know we have it downloaded over there.
I know.
For us to play, but oh god. Finally, a movie tie-in video game.
No, this is all after the movie.
This is a Cyberpunk DLC.
And yes, you heard right. Keanu Reeves is joining Sonic X Shadow Generations as part of the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie pack.
Okay,
This
that's pretty
update
cool.
is inspired by scenes from the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie.
Oh, it is?
Arrives December 12th. The Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie pack
Oh.
is included in the digital deluxe.
So Shadow X Generations is its own game. This is a
3 days
movie
ahead of
pack?
its October 25th release date.
Yeah, it must be. That looked a lot like Adventure.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves in a game? We haven't had that before.
God, look at that. That's what I'm saying. It's actually a Cyberpunk DLC.
プロデューサーファンタジアンネオディメンジョン手作りのジオラマを使ったファンタジアンネオディメンジョン150も作りました
Handmade diorama backgrounds. That's fucking cool.
That is really cool.
スキルの起動操作
They announced this one a long time ago.
Yes.
I remember this. Yeah.
音楽は
I thought I remember this being tied to mobile, though. Wasn't it at an Apple announcement where they're talking about the power of like metal GPU or something?
5日発売
I mean, it says arrives. What am I doing
You're good.
here today?
You're good, dude. You're
Arrives December 5th, so maybe it has been on phone, mobile, and stuff.
Well,
We're just over a month away from the release of Dragon Age the Veilguard. Let's check in with BioWare and Electronic Arts for an
yeah,
extended
let's.
look
I haven't seen
at
enough about
Light
this game,
Tower.
actually.
Is that real?
No, actually.
Oh, okay.
Like, actually. That's why I threw the actually at the end.
Okay.
Oh, I haven't seen enough about this game. It's kind of how it sounded. So I was like,
Yes.
actually.
Gotten word from the wardens.
I know there's actually gameplay footage out there. They
There's a
did
lot. I
they
thought
did
it was out, honestly.
They did a week that was like, this day is Companion Day, and we're doing, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You made it. Good.
But
Sit
Dragon Age games always go
with that dragon.
go hard.
Yeah, they do.
People really enjoy them.
That lair is a death trap.
I think Inquisition was the only one I tried because it was Xbox One, and I was like, "There's only 10 games. Let me buy one." Mm-hmm. But as soon as I saw you had to command a whole party, I was like, "Oh, not for me."
I've never been that. Be the leader of your squadron in the worst games and all that. Nah.
And it's like, I make them AI.
I can
or
barely.
let me make them
yeah,
AI.
I can barely manage myself in a game, let alone.
But the people that like it, the people that are like doing the Baldur's Gate, were so like doing a solo
Yeah.
where they manage the whole party. Shay
Crazy.
did that for I think 2 acts.
Hold.
Let's fucking hold, main fucking drop.
Hit the wings! Force through the land! Second detachment! Flank on the walls! Let's go!
Oh, jump right into the gameplay. Corius the Istalon?
Istalon. Oh, that was cool. Ooh, fire lightning. You see that? What's up with that?
It's like a fire beam.
Fire tether, fire rope.
Ooh, whoa.
I'm liking all the fire attacks. Someone put Destiny 3. I guess it is actually true. We will get something for Destiny here because Sony owns them, right?
Oh, I thought the game was dead.
Well, yeah.
I thought they buried it.
Oh, they didn't bury it.
Well, that's cool.
It was interesting. That was a cool little party management where it's like you select your party screen and you've got left character, right character, bottom character, and their abilities.
Yeah.
That was nice. Yeah, dude, the new Monster Hunter looks great.
Yeah, this is a lot of just this boss fight. But I guess this is...
People, dude, that menu right there, I'm so happy for the people that like it. Too much for me, I'm out.
Yep.
That menu looked cool, but I just saw when you highlighted something, it said combos with. Those kinds of stats are for better people than me.
Yeah. It's like, by the time I get down to sit and play a game, I'm looking for less, not more. You know?
I don't mind a game that's deep, that's got the stats, that I'll grind for the right gear I need and whatever, but all tied to a single-player story that when I'm done, I'm done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Take Diablo, take Destiny, take whatever. I finish the story wearing whatever the fuck I can find.
Yeah, right.
Then I try to tighten up from there. Hey, Tron. This is the new Dragon Age, the Veilguard.
That's a lot of footage of this game.
Well, they couldn't really show us a little, I suppose, because, wow, that character looks crazy. But they've already shown a decent amount of this gameplay and all, so.
The Veilguard.
Halloween.
Whoa.
This isn't the Bureau's first time in Bright Falls.
I say the Bureau, Bright Falls.
The NBC's research department set up a facility. The Lake House.
Aren't you an expansion behind, or is this the first one?
I'm an expansion behind.
No spoilers, I hope. Look at LL, huge L, next already, next. Fuck these people.
Bloodborne!
Somebody putting Silent Hill? Question mark. Yeah. Yeah, we got some saying Bloodborne Alchemist. That's really being hopeful, but I think we all want it.
October. All right.
You piece of shit. Just finish the expansion, will you?
Me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
I will. I might wait for that and just play through both
Payday?
of them. IOI. Is this Ready Player One?
So it's Hitman?
I mean, it's got to be a VR thing, right?
It's Hitman. I know that UI anywhere.
Oh, yeah, the red square.
Yep.
Yep.
Shit, dude, I think I might love this.
Vomiting in the toilet? That had to be in the trailer for the game?
It's one of the tutorial ways you kill the main boss there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh! Blocking bullets? That's cool.
Oh, you're playing. That's cool. Those were all the same spots.
But it was...
Those are like in-game spots.
VR?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Few know the truth. I stood with Cain and my brethren until I had the honor of surpassing my lord. For my transgression, I earned a new kind of reward.
What are you smiling at me about? I don't know what this is.
This guy? It's like a fucking what's his face?
Cain is what Tron says.
Isn't it like Weaver? It's it's a remaster or whatever of
Oh, I couldn't tell you, man. I have no idea.
Oh, really? I know this guy. I've never played the game, but I know this guy. I always wanted to rent it, but never did.
I was not prepared for what lay beyond.
Is this looks like a PS2 remaster?
I think so. I can't remember the name either. It's like Soul Weaver or God dang. They're gonna tell me.
I hope so.
The future has always been written.
Don't fight it, Razia.
Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remastered.
Legacy of Kain. Yeah, okay, so you got Kain right too.
That's cool.
1 and 2.
Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered arrived December 10th, celebrating the 25th anniversary of the first game's release.
I was gonna say that one and Medieval. Those are like the two games I always had in my hand to rent and never did.
Games from the original PlayStation era also inspired Fear the Spotlight from Blumhouse Games. It brings atmospheric polygonal scares to PS5 and PS4 on October 22nd.
I think I told you, man. Like I don't like these graphics to want to play something in them on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of cool though. I'm not gonna play it, but it's kind of cool. Oh, this looks great.
Build villages and nurture vast ecosystems in Towers of Agazba.
I don't know if I will, but
This colorful world
House looks really good.
it does look really
Yeah, I
cool.
don't know if I will.
a cast of characters.
Do I sound like that? I don't know if I will.
Players to visit your
I don't think I can.
Towers of Agazba launches into early access.
That was cool. Definitely not for me, but very cool looking.
Epic Games brings a split screen mode to LEGO Fortnite this October.
Speaking of Epic Games, some games like these just look like.
Family to explore the world and build villages.
God, what do they call the games that are just like asset bundles or something? Like people that just drag games together.
New Fortnite limited edition DualSense wireless controller arrives later this year, with pre-orders starting October 3rd.
Cool.
Visit
I like that
PlayStation
blue.
blog for more
Blue is good.
details. Next, it's 1 versus 1,000 in Dynasty Warriors Origins, and Koei Tecmo Games is ready to share the release
No,
date.
wasn't James just asking for another Dynasty Warriors?
But I think he was talking about it. I know they announced
No,
one.
he was just talking. He was like, "Oh, it'd be cool to do a Warhammer Dynasty Warriors."
Oh yeah, yeah.
Paths with men who may one day bring about order. Until then, you must adapt
Fortnite controller, Tron.
to chaos and find a way
Pre-order
to
me one, yeah.
survive. So choose your path wisely.
No, that controller looked pretty cool. It's not for me. I got my nice purple one, but man, this would look so much better on the Switch. I don't know why I got to shoot a stray over to the Switch.
What is Nintendo doing toward you, dude?
Maybe it's because I'm like, man, these games were cool, but they always just ran like dog.
It's crazy. Why not be able to jug 20 enemies at once? I wonder why that slowed down machines in the past.
Yeah, right.
Remains is to see this through.
Yeah, but we're 25 minutes into this state of play. If this goes for an hour, I don't mind, Tron. Keep showing me more stuff, more controllers. Like, I'll take my time up. I'm cool with it.
I doubt it though, right? It's probably got another 5 minutes.
Well, that's what I mean. I said about 30, right? But
Yeah.
that was just a guess. I don't know.
Omega Force.
I was still hoping that I imagined the whole thing. It's burned into my mind.
Monster Hunter.
Yay!
So, Captain, what's your team been getting up to?
The Guild gave special assignments to some of
Guild
the other
gate?
units from the expedition.
Look at that hair. Jesus.
Who's here?
The blonde chicks. The hair and the dreads underneath. And
Yeah,
everything.
somebody I stole a deck list from for Shay that she liked was from someone named Peachy Pop Cosplay in MTG, and she just did this cosplay at TwitchCon.
Oh, really?
There was a Monster Hunter panel there for something, and she went as that character with like, she got a whole bunch of games signed by the creator of the game and stuff. So
That's cool.
it's cool seeing a Magic cosplayer out here repping another game too.
Yeah.
But yeah, her cosplay, she did the full hair. It was crazy.
Wow.
I was like, damn.
That thing looks crazy looking to fight. Very wiggly.
Not gonna kill it running away from it, dude.
Fishing.
This spider is a pretty cool fight. Seems like one at least. I've always fucked with traps like that. What are those things? Those are
I
just
don't know.
wild palicos?
Kind of. I don't know. They're not very cat-like.
No, like they look like catfish cats.
There they.
Meow meow.
Just put the meat down.
Well, Tron,
Yeah, dude.
it's time for you to get into wilds, dude. 5 hours wasn't enough. We need those numbers up. We need 500 hours.
I'm excited for this. This looks awesome.
You gonna do it, huh?
I think so.
What are you gonna do it on a PC?
That's a good question.
I'm gonna use
Is
a
it
controller.
crossplay? Yeah, definitely controller.
I don't know, but I'm gonna do it on theirs because I'll own it on my Steam Deck and on here. But
The White Wraith.
also because I imagine Derek, who's going to be someone who's going to carry my ass in this, because he's the guy who queues up with other people in Monster Hunter and is willing to risk it because he just wants that shit so bad. He'll carry my ass. So
Hunter, you've got a weapon and you do nothing.
If it doesn't have crossplay, I'll have to ask who wants to play. Because if Bethany, Alec, and Em are like, that looks fun, but I don't know, then it's like, cool,
Well,
I'm out.
I think what they tell you is that they're excited to play it, but then they'll get 3 hours in and go, fuck. This
know,
is
that's-
a grind. Not only is it hard killing the monsters, but you also have to kill the same monster 10 times to get their armor set, you know?
I mean, they haven't had the problem with that in First Descendant.
Oh, damn. Buddy bought it and never logged on?
February 28th.
Did we know that?
I don't know if we knew that.
That's actually way earlier than I thought. I thought it was next summer.
God, the calicos are so cute. Look at those little guys.
Yeah, palicos are cute. Oh, they're for having saves in the other games.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty cool. I actually just got a notification today that Monster Hunter Wilds is on sale on PC. So if you wanted to warm up,
It just confirmed the game, so it's probably, that was an announcement for the date.
yeah.
Derek text you yet? Dude!
I should be texting him right now.
I thought he would just hear the disturbance in the winds.
Whoa. Wilds is coming.
Oh my god!
The fuck is that? Is that that's tomorrow? No, it's 2 days from now.
Yep. Oh. Oh.
Oh, this is pretty exciting, actually.
It is cool.
I do want to play this.
A hunter with a mysterious past and her very heroic friends are all that stands in the way of an unspeakable evil.
No picking up Monster Hunter. Tron's trying to get girlfriend into Borderlands and MTG.
Is this Zoids? Oh my god, that's so Zoids, dude. That's incredible. It is a new Lego game, but specifically Horizons.
Yep.
Lego.
I think it's just called Lego Horizons. Sackboy.
Or why they're climbing that cannon. But look how much fun they're having. Come and join the
Look how much fun they're having. You'll have that fun too. Buy the game.
Don't you want to have fun with these friends?
Oh, I forgot to mention the pre-order.
Hi everyone, I'm Kristen Zatani.
Hi.
So
Hi, Kristen.
excited for everyone to get their hands on LEGO Horizon Adventures when it launches on November 14th. And Aloy has more good news.
Whoa.
Hey, that's a take, Tron. That's
That
cool.
is a hot take.
That's cool. I get it. Very different fidelity.
Aloy's
Yeah.
original adventure, Horizon Zero Dawn, is being remastered for PS5 and PC by Guerrilla and Nixes.
It's so funny that this remaster is happening at all because they released the game on PC and it looked fantastic. They did ultra wide frame rates, ray tracing, blah, blah, blah. So it was kind of like soft remastered already.
I need to get this in Bethany's hands. She would love this game.
What I was just going to say is like this is a remaster worth getting.
New version of Horizon Zero Dawn will arrive October
Because you've never played it.
Yes.
Anyone who owns the original
Bethany
And Bethany's also never
would.
played it.
Oh my God, she'd love that game.
version for $9.99.
$10 upgrade.
Visit
Come on.
PlayStation Blog for more details
Come on.
and watch the full trailer to
I'm gonna
see
get that to her.
huge.
Again, I feel
That's
like
exciting.
I feel like
$10
I want to
upgrade's
play
great.
it looking at it, but I don't know if I want to keep playing it. Hey, that's her.
This is,
A new
oh yeah,
feature
Stellar
players
Blade.
set up the perfect
I see, is her from Astrobot?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
It's so crazy to me.
That people do
I
this.
love Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
I never do any of that in any other game.
Oh, Tron, you get the $10 if you own the original. So it's a $10 upgrade pack to upgrade to the remaster.
But that's not all.
2B coming in.
Sci-fi worlds collide in the Stellar Blade and Nier Automata collaboration, coming to Stellar Blade later this year.
The near what?
Near
Automata?
Automata.
Automata?
Automata.
Automata. No,
It's
new.
funny because if I look at that, I go, yeah, Automata.
Mata.
But I would be like, well, that can't be it. It's got to be Automata.
For our WWE 2K24, Dead Space, and Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. These will be available to all PlayStation Plus.
Hell yeah.
users starting October.
Awesome.
I gotta go in and lock them in, dude.
Meanwhile, our library of PlayStation classics continues to grow, with 2 more fan favorites from the original PlayStation arriving later this year: Blood Omen: Legacy of Kain and Capcom's Dino Crisis.
Oh, Dino Crisis. Damn.
Naughty Dog fans know September 26th is The Last of Us Day, and we're celebrating by adding the critically acclaimed PS5 hit The Last of Us Part 1 to the PlayStation Plus game catalog this
Oh, that's huge. But the is Last of Us Day? I think it's called Outbreak Day, like officially. Hey, it's their
It's their
system,
thing,
their
yeah, yeah.
name,
They get
their
it.
whatever. They can do whatever they want. Shit.
Ooh.
A little pearly white,
Yeah. Pearlescent.
a little chameleon green.
Very cool. That one on the left, though. That's. I think I see your name on it, Stokes. That's so weird.
Ooh, and they got plates. Shay would never let me. She'd be like, "Get that shiny purple piece of shit out of here."
You just said you had your purple controller, but do you have the shiny purple controller? So, you know you love foils.
I do love me a foil.
Oh.
Indigo chroma. Yeah, fucks.
Hi everyone.
Oh God,
I'm
Mark Cerny.
Cerny. We recently revealed the newest addition to the PlayStation 5 family, PS5 Pro. Alongside
Yeah, this Dana
several
Carvey lookalike weirds me out, man.
and improved graphics that the new console makes possible. With PS5 Pro, developers have access to 3 key improvements: an upgraded GPU, advanced ray tracing, and AI-driven upscaling.
And an empty
I would,
wallet.
Developers closer
you know,
to realizing their unique vision. We're
if you
excited
named
for
an
players to
edible
get
Mark Cerny, I would take it though.
when it launches. But in the meantime,
Like,
That would be such a good
like
name.
to put me into a state like that would be pretty crazy.
including a few titles that we're revealing for the very first time.
For the very first time. Tell me. Was this an Apple announcement? I was expecting him to transition.
Wait, we know these games.
So far.
Okay.
These ones are PS5 Pro enhanced.
Damn. Oh. I was waiting for that drop. Felt like the time. Oh, we're going back through them again. Okay.
Like it was going to go.
Many more.
The Bloodborne 2.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, man. Concord 2, dude.
One more thing. Ghost of Tsushima.
Nah.
No,
Sekiro 2.
The edge of Japan. People come north to disappear.
Tom Cruise steps in. Last Samurai game.
But you
Damn, that looks cool.
Give me the frame push.
are hunting. And now, every Ronin here is after you. Still think you're the hunter?
Got him.
Interesting music choice there.
Mm-hmm.
The Last of Us 3.
That's so weird. I thought she left the guitar behind.
Well, it's something Tsushima related.
It's probably 2.
Dude, I love seeing people in their guesses on the sides. Like, is this
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Shadows?
DLC.
Sounds a little bit like Crazy on You by Heart in the background, the guitar.
Kubo and the 2 strings. Interesting. So like Ghost of Tsushima 2, but it's a different place.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So so it's Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yotai.
That's kind of cool. That's a cool way to go about it. All right.
Arcade looks cool.
PlayStation.
Still don't know how the gameplay of that looks, but
all right. Well,
there you have it.
Do we have more thoughts on that?
been
Should I
an
switch
hour.
over to video games? Do you have any thoughts on anything you saw? I mean, biggest.
I like seeing just game announcements back to back though, and things getting dates. Monster Hunter getting dates.
Yep.
I always like it when they're like the upgrade being $10 for Horizon.
That's
the
cool.
remaster. It's just those incentives to get people into it more. And then I think the PlayStation Plus ads, like the ones that for this month, WWE and Dead Space and Doki Doki is like, sure.
Yeah.
But then being like, hey, we're going to throw The Last of Us remastered. It's like, I don't think that game's been under like $40. So
Yeah.
that's a good ad. And it's, if anyone's going to add it to their collection, I think it is a staple to have in the collection.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
What was it? Age?
Arcade.
Arcade. That looked really cool.
Yeah, I got to spell that out.
Obviously, I know Alan Wake 2 DLC is coming. Seeing the Lake House dropping, that's exciting. I've got a little bit more to play before I get to that. I'm in debate about doing New Game Plus in that before I get to the DLC, but I
Which
think I
one?
might just go to the Alan Wake. Yeah. New Game Plus, I think if you beat it, you get a little bit added on to the ending like they did for the first one if you beat it on the hardest difficulty.
You're just close the window. Just heard Kind of Funny's intro.
Luckily, it's muted on stream.
I'll mute this.
There we go. I was like, what the heck was that?
You're always rolling into the next YouTube page, you know that?
Yeah, always, yeah.
So is this ArcAge 2?
What was it? Yes. What was I saying?
Okay, so ArcAge, I didn't even think about there being a 2. ArcAge is already like a successful MMO.
Oh, okay. So this one's probably
was mayhaps
another one.
Yeah, interesting.
That's exciting. Alan Wake, very exciting. Want more of that, always. I was in debate about playing the New Game Plus of Alan Wake 2 before I started the DLC because there's supposed to be a little added ending, but I might just go right into the DLC and then go back because there was no achievement or anything for New Game Plus and it didn't drop with it. So I had 100%.
It's a short enough game though. Like just because it's in your memory right now might be a good time to do New Game Plus just to roll into the DLC, right?
But I did
just don't stream it.
That's true.
You don't have to play it on stream or anything. Just play it as your casual hop-in game.
Problem is I have very little time.
Well, it's because you fill it with stream so much.
Well, I do fill it with stream so much.
Is.
But I also, it's just like, if I didn't fill it with stream, I mean, I could just play that game. But if I'm not filling it with stream, I would probably just work on something else. You know what I mean? Just freaking today, Bethany is just like, oh, it's so weird. I haven't heard you talk about your book recently. And I was like, oh, I know. I'm kind of busy.
Well, I forgot about the book. I completely forgot about the book.
It's like there's always something to work on.
Damn, dude. Yeah.
I have so much going on.
Man, I wish you wouldn't have said anything about that. Now I'm holding you to a standard.
God damn
what
it.
else?
I finally got to go back to the gym. I'm finally trying to get healthy again.
You've had a stressful day, and then she goes, "Hey, how's that book coming?"
Yeah,
you're like,
that was pretty much this morning.
Don't fucking text me again.
That was pretty much.
I'm blocking you for the day.
I've had a long freaking day already, and that was how the fuck do I have to do it on here? Or do I have to go this way?
No, I think
you
can. Right?
I don't think I can do it there. I think I do it here.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I do it here. Oh, maybe I click their name. Bop,
boom,
boom, band hammer coming down in the chat.
Wham bam.
Yeah. So all that stuff was exciting. Again, just game after game after game is cool.
I think
and they talked about the Pro, but they didn't
hardware
go into
stuff's
it.
fun.
Oh, the controllers?
Those controllers. I'm also just happy because that was one of the things that they were showing off when the PS5 was announced, that you could just pop a plate off.
Yeah.
And there are companies like D-Brand that offer skins, or there's some that just offer the full plate. Like you can just make a plate, or there's the STL files for 3D printers and whatever. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, I kind of just want to, like, why didn't Sony make, I think they made one for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like the Venom one that turns it into like it's black creeping over the Spider-Man. I was like, I kind of want one just for every game.
Yeah.
How much can this be to make?
Can't be much.
And then, so to see ones that are colors and stuff, because we all know that this giant white spaceship is just a weird sore thumb, but Shay's not going to like it if I also bring home sparkly radiant indigo.
That's fair. But it's weird that I see the pre-order for the controller up on your computer already. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's funny that it's actually delivering tomorrow.
That's crazy,
what's going on? Yeah, the controller is really cool. I'm trying to work in my head. I'm like, how do I Xnay a controller from my like collection? Does it make sense? Because I don't need another controller.
Right.
In fact, I already have one that's like, it's back. It's like, it's off of a dock and it's in the back of a drawer as like a travel one.
Yeah.
So it can be Bluetoothed or connected to a PC or something. I'm like, I really don't need another.
I have so many Xbox controllers. It's crazy.
I know.
But no, I get it.
Well, and it's funny too, is like, because I'm on Windows on the Steam Deck, you can play. It's so easy to connect because it's Linux based, whatever. But for Windows, I have the adapter, I have whatever, so I can just go full wireless on a rechargeable controller. I've had the thought of just doing one of their, because I don't want an Elite. What's their customs lab called?
Oh, the Xbox? I think it's just like Microsoft Controller Studio or something like that.
Studio. It's a Studio's one, yeah. So I thought about just studioing a fun purple kind of controller for what I like now. And I was like, I'd probably just use that because it's going to easier connect to things.
Yeah. Just because
I don't like that it's micro USB still. That's probably my only.
The Xbox controller?
Yeah.
No?
Oh, I said I don't like that it is. It's not anymore? They changed it?
It's, everything's USB-C for Xbox now.
Oh, no. Well, I have an Xbox One controller that is micro.
Oh, but is it from which series? Like, is it from the new,
it's
the fridge or from
it's
the?
Probably from Series X.
Oh, really?
No, not Series X.
1X.
1X. Yes, that's what I meant to say.
The series of consoles, all of them are USB-C.
Okay, so if I were to get a new one, it'd be C.
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I was like, man, you're going way back for that. And I was like, oh, I guess the 1X did have that as like a last holdout, but then the series kind of started all USB-C.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep. So now that we're wrapping up games, we're going a little backwards, but
I don't think there was any other game news.
Oh, actually, no. Before we switch off the games things, what was the game Shay was playing?
So Shay was playing it with family.
Yep.
And has been talking about it kind of nonstop because I'm like, listen, I need you to play something other than Minecraft.
Please.
She should keep playing Minecraft.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe
totally.
I should rephrase that. Not that she can spend all the time in Minecraft if she wants.
Yep.
But it's just, I don't like that we're gaming kind of right next to each other, but we're not playing the same game because I'm just such a cooperative player. I might even be playing with somebody else on a different headset or something somewhere. So I'm like, I just want you in. And yeah, she's been like, well, let's do it, dude. Let's drop in Fortnite.
Oh,
and I'm like,
let's go.
I'm like, man, I've turned it down. But when I do play with her, she's like, oh, we get some dubs. I'm like, yeah, when we play against bots,
well, yeah,
I absolutely slaughter. You know, I get 40 kills or what. It's not 40, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, we're playing against people and we get like 10th. And she's like, 10th isn't so bad. I'm like, yeah, you're right, but I don't know. Now that they have all these different game modes and map codes and whatever. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how XP goes, but I'm like, maybe it is. That can be a battle pass I just have. And because it works on everything and anything, it'll work well on a Steam Deck, even though the shooting and stuff isn't nice. I can still play it on the go doing something. It's on my phone. It's on my iPad. It's
been a while since I dropped into Fortnite, but it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, she did it with her siblings, and they were doing the where do we drop, where do we whatever. Oh, we got second. Oh, we did good. And she was having a blast. And I'm like, maybe I should just join her in the fun. I like play enough competitive. She's been playing Overwatch, so it's not nothing. But I'm like, maybe I should do it.
Oh my God.
They're like, oh, you're gonna ban me, dude.
Yeah, geez, Pete's. Oh crap!
Like Tron said, I asked for it. I asked for this,
and
this is what I wanted.
I hate that it doesn't get it away when I do it. What the?
You clicked
I clicked
the link,
thing.
dog.
Did
clicking the link, dude? That's dangerous.
I was trying to click the name. Are you seeing what I'm dealing with? Little pop-ups blocking my way, dude.
Yeah, I'm watching you. Try to manage?
Is it going away?
Yeah, it's.
Oh, the thing's still in the chat, but
it's already restricted. So it was already warning us. They didn't even see it.
They didn't even see it. Okay, good. Grass isn't always green on the other block.
Well, that's the thing is I'm actually interested in Fortnite anyway because of all the cool collabs, the skins. I like their Guitar Hero mode. I like the way they have Lego, and I'm a strong believer in the idea of them having all of their games in one game. I really love that idea. So I should be giving them some support. And I'm all in on Epic. I'm like, absolutely. It's a great way to game and play. Their creator codes, the Fortnite engine, and people building their own worlds is more in depth than a Roblox, and it's less predatory, and it's just, I think it's better. So
they did that test, or they did that like video thing where it showed like all the worlds, and it was like Disney and all this difference. They had like all the different things, and I was like,
Disney?
Yeah, I think it was like Disney, Fortnite.
Well, I mean, they're tied to Disney. They've got
like,
Marvel right now.
ESPN and like all this different stuff, like different worlds that Fortnite opened up to. And then it's just been kind of quiet. I don't know what that was.
We're in a Marvel season right now. Topgolf was just announced.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? There might be a ton of stuff that keeps coming out. But I
was waiting for the thing of Fortnite where it's like you get into the game and all of a sudden there's like different worlds you select, like Ready Player One. It's like, what world are you going to play in today? And
they kind of have that right. It's just on their Netflix style menu.
Yeah,
so.
it's a lot of it's just garbage
because it's people making the garbage, right? But it's cool because eventually things are going to rise to the top because it's pretty new to the creator space, right? Like there's always been customs, but now there's the Fortnite engine and there's like programming. That can happen, right? Well, that's what I'm saying. Like with the Topgolf thing, yeah, I'm excited for it all the same. But I think that's where you get the ones that are the most played, most favorited, most whatever to the top, and you just end up playing those. I'll have to hop in though and see if it'll scratch my Battle Pass itch, because I'm like, oh, if I can play without Shay in this one mode and still gain Battle Pass XP, or we can just do the challenges together. We can, She's also been wanting to play Magic Arena more.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that means for us or how true.
I don't know what that means for us as a whole, as a community.
Yeah, I mean, I told you, I was like, what we can do is we can just not worry about collecting cards, building decks. We can just play the decks they give us, which is like I think 15 monocolors and then the 2-color combinations, and they're made up of cards from Outlaws back. So not Bloomburrow, they kind of like do a whole like kind of standard block at once. So I think it's Outlaws back, and then they're just pretty balanced to each other. So then it's like our challenges are to kill a number of creatures, attack a bunch, play lands, play certain colors, who knows, and we can complete challenges against each other. I'm like, I have to attack with 50 creatures, so let me make infinite things, and then I'll just swing them all on you. You know, or I need to play 40 lands. Let me play a deck that's just all lands, and we'll go land pass, land pass, land pass.
That's funny. Yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah, that's kind of how gaming's been for me and where it's going. So we'll see.
Now we're gonna pop back real quick because I do want to talk about my Letterboxd movies, one more than another. So
you have two?
I have two. I watched Damsel, which is a 2024 like fantasy movie with
2024.
Yeah,
really?
With
Millie Bobby Brown.
Thank you. I was gonna say 11. I was like, whatever.
Yeah, that works.
But it was fine. I thought it was done really well. Like there's essentially a main character, I would say, is a dragon, and the dragon is really cool. It's like almost got like this neck that like extends, and you can see the fire inside of it before it like spews out, and it spews out like lava fire, which always makes more sense to me than like straight just flames. Yeah, like a lava fire spit, and then it's got like these tendrils. It's really cool looking. The effects are really done well. The story's very very obvious, but it was a fun time.
I don't mind a straightforward story.
Yeah. So, but it was really well done. So I enjoyed it. I gave it a heart. I would suggest it if anyone's like, I just need a light fantasy movie to put on.
Yeah.
I would say there's a couple shots in it just because it's like they're on a boat and they pass these giant statues in this like counter. Like, I need to watch Lord of the Rings. It's been too long.
Yeah,
like
exactly,
it just like, oh, I need that itch scratched.
What season are those movies? The Lord of the Rings movies.
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Like if I had to like put them, like where do I watch them?
You know, like because the movies don't always take place during a certain season. Not Lord of the Rings, but just some people's movies, like Harry Potter. People do for Christmas time. Yeah. I never did that, and I was like, when I heard that, I was like, why? And someone's like, they're Christmas movies, and I was like, how the fuck? And they're like, well, I don't mean Christmas like it is, but you put them on during Christmas, and I was like, do you?
I think
why?
I mean, it's ABC that did that.
I can see,
or Channel did that.
I can see the warmth of the movie being cozy.
The first two.
There's always a Christmas scene because you're going through a school year, right?
Yeah.
Like there's something to. Well, yeah, the first two being cozy, I guess.
Yeah.
But there's something about it that I'm like,
Cuarón
I guess
came in.
I couldn't choose the other three seasons. Like it's not a spring movie.
Yeah.
It's not. It can't be summer because of the seasons of how the school works here. But anyway.
Lord of the Rings, if I had to put in a season, it's really tough. It would either be fall or spring, but probably fall because it's just
fall.
Yeah, because
I think spring.
Because fall for me, because like when you get to the elves and all that stuff, it's very warm colors. Leaves are falling. It's very that feeling. But then once you go further, it's like dark. It's gray. It's overcast. It's very like.
It's funny because I actually think, because we're almost pulling scenes out, right?
Yeah.
Like if Harry Potter is Christmas, it's because of a scene.
Right.
I think of it because of like the Shire. I think of spring, sprung, life, happy.
Totally, but you're there for like, you're there for a long time, but you're there and then you're out of there for a long time. But then as I think of all of the grassy knolls and plains, all of the you obviously get to murder and hardship. Yeah.
But it's like, what season is stones? I don't know if I could choose one for that.
I think fall. I think graveyards. I think gray. I think overcast.
Really? Yeah, it doesn't feel graveyard to me. There's horror things in them, of course, but I don't know. I would probably put them in the spring. Also, because when I first saw them ever, it was February when I did the IMAX driving once a week down for you. So I think of it in a spot where I'm like, it's prepping me for the journey of summer, for the actions and the moving and the.
That's fair. I think of like that the rocks that Sam and Frodo are going after, and the one where Frodo gets sucked in, he puts the cape over him. It's all like that gray, like shale or whatever, like really thin, dirty rocks. And I just think of it's like I just think of gravestones all the time with it. Like in a movie where there's a fight in a gravestone would pop and make that same dust. Yeah. That's what I think of. I think it's available. I think it's the time available to watch them all back to back with school break. Interesting. I definitely like to watch them back to back. It's very hard for me to just put on one. Like I can't just watch like just put on Two
I don't
Towers.
think there is such a thing.
It's very weird. It feels wrong. Like Harry Potter, I could put on like 1, 2, and be like, cool. And then a few weeks later, I'm like, well, let me finish another 1, 2. Yeah, okay. And then like come back and forth between them. Or Twilight. You know, I don't really need to watch the first Twilight again. And the second one, Bella cries way too much now. If I could watch Eclipse right now, that'd be cool. Put on Eclipse, like things like that.
Sure, that's all weirdo stuff. I guess. I mean, I don't know. There maybe a good comparison for me would be like, I'll do Friday the 13th final chapter.
Yeah.
You know, why not? I'll do Jason Goes to Hell. Why not?
Yeah, just pop them in.
Those ones are very different as you go down the line. I guess they don't really feel cohesive, but anyway.
What's Peter Jackson working on right now?
I don't know,
right?
I don't know.
The other movie I want to talk about before we get into actual news and stuff like that, I watched The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Oh, nice. Did you get my Plex invite?
Yes.
I'm talking through Jan. I don't know why.
Oh, you did. I think it was to the wrong email, so I have to get. It's the Brent K27 one that is the one that you wanted to send to, but you sent it to the other one.
1991.
Yeah.
That's the one that got hacked.
No, that's not the one that got hacked. That's just not the one that my Plex is attached to.
Oh. Well, because when I deleted, so most people are their emails on there. Yours was Windows.
Yeah,
it just said Windows. So I was like, shot in the dark.
Yeah,
1991.
Well, because I think
Why didn't you message me back then?
Well, because I got it and I was like, oh, let me do
I
it.
literally do this in 1 second right in front of you.
Well, here's my thing: is what happened was I saw the email come through. We were watching a movie and I went, oh, cool. Oh, it's the wrong email. That's fine. I'm in the middle. I'll get it later. And that's what.
Did you get it later?
It's
been
getting it right
days.
now.
It's been days.
I'm getting it right now.
I also realized though you watched something on here that Van Helsing, right?
Yeah.
Because I saw it on my on the actions that you had taken or something. I was like, oh, that would have been after the purge.
Yeah.
So you should have had access. I don't know why.
I don't know
maybe
why it
my
kicks me
power
off.
was out or something.
Something, yeah,
but
I don't
it's
know.
too late now because I already booted your ass.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Manage library access. Add. You type it in.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, could I? Username. Could I just type in my username?
Maybe.
Let's see.
There you have it.
There it is.
Well,
cool.
Almost.
Oh, you got to click
Give
the
him
things.
all libraries. Allow for him to download stuff.
Look at that. I'm
There
getting
it
access
is.
to the system. I'm going to hack him.
I'm in.
Anyway, I watched The Last Voyage of the Demeter. This movie
Tell me.
is so interesting.
Oh,
I gave it a
okay.
heart. I think it's definitely worth watching. I think there are some really, really good stuff in it. For some reason, though, 90% of the scenes in it, it feels like they had 5 shots they needed, and they got shot A, B, and D, and forgot C and E, and they just threw those scenes together and just let them play. Because it's like, oh, I feel like there was a weird jump there. Okay. And then another scene where like, why did that happen so fast? Like, it's like there's so much good in it. All the scenes are really good, and all the effects are good, and the moments are good, but it definitely feels disjointed in moments. And I'm like, did you guys lose like a whole B-roll camera at some point and you forgot all these extra scenes you needed? It's really weird.
Interesting.
It's still really good. Still plays well. I think it's enjoyable. I think maybe I noticed, Bethany didn't notice it at all, but I was like, doesn't this feel weird? And she's like, no, I think it's great. I was like, yeah. I was surprised how good and like visceral the gore felt, because I was waiting for it to be very much like a dark, cut camera.
Yeah,
done.
the splash on the wall.
Exactly.
Maybe.
And there's a couple of those because it's like the older mod. She does a lot of shadow work, very old timey.
Yeah, that makes good sense.
But some of the gore is really cool. So I really liked it, but it does have weird moments throughout. So did you have anything that you watched?
I watched Beetlejuice.
Oh, you did? You made it?
I did. I made it.
How was it?
Watched it with the whole fam plus some. I liked watching the movie, but I don't think it was good.
Okay.
I think they did there was a couple things that were really good, some fun stop motion things. They use the dad, the actor that played the dad is dead. And the movie starts with like his funeral.
Yeah.
But they show his character in ways that don't involve AI, faking anything, like making me think he's still alive. They just were like, it felt comfy in that they're like, we know he's dead, but we want to show you this thing. So we're going to make this whole scene claymation.
Oh, interesting.
And I was like, you could have just not done that.
Yeah.
But also, you got another one?
Oh my goodness. Is the actor died?
The actor died, yeah, a while ago. But
is he? I think I might be thinking of somebody else. He's not the same dude that played the principal in Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was arrested.
Was he?
I thought that was the issue with him.
Could have been that too.
I thought that's what his issue. I might be mistaking my people now, but I thought there was something went wrong.
I guess maybe my mental is I know he's unavailable.
He's unavailable. That makes sense.
His time, Jeffrey Jones. Yeah, he's alive.
Okay.
So couldn't tell you what's up with him, but maybe he was doing something uncouth.
I thought there was something.
In November 2002, he was arrested and charged with violating penal code. Use of minor to perform prohibited acts is the name.
That's what I thought. Yeah, he got arrested for some real bad. They wanted to make it known he wasn't going to come back. Yeah,
Perfect.
That's what I thought.
Well, all the same,
he's dead to us.
He's dead to us, and he's claymation in the movie and done well.
That's good.
That was like, because I'm happy there's not like a. You're not trying to pretend anything particular here, but he was so important to the first one and to Catherine O'Hara's character that.
Yeah, because as much as the actor's bad, dead to us, the character is still a character that needs to be portrayed in the story some ways for something. So it's hard to balance that. And I think if they did it in claymation, they didn't try to bring back a likeness or something. I think that was smart.
Yeah, I think this movie though, it had two major sins for me. Sin number one was by the end of the movie, there were 6 plots going on.
Ooh, yeah,
I'm exaggerating. I don't know if it was fully 6. I might have to count them up again.
Okay.
But it was just like you're almost forgetting one plot, or plot A and B weren't running parallel to meet at the point, the point where they both get resolved at once. It was more just like, look at all these problems that are stacking up against this family. And I was like, man, these problems don't really intersect.
Interesting.
And one is what gives Beetlejuice a certain motivation. And I was like, he didn't need any more motivation. He actually already had it before this character shows up. And I was like, yeah, I don't really know. One of the plots doesn't start until about a third of the movie and it ends like 2/3 of the way through.
Interesting.
So I was like, oh, why?
I'm so glad that was
like,
there.
I can see the function of, that's how this person got from A to B. And I'm like, I guess.
Okay.
We couldn't have done something else that was less like grave danger, and then also the rest of the movie has nothing to do with it. So that was very unique.
That was sin number one.
That was sin number one. The second sin was
sin number two.
What I enjoyed about the first Beetlejuice was we're with Gina Davis, Alec Baldwin. We're with them as they die, and they're getting introduced to all of these spots, all of these places, and this is where this happens. Don't open this door. Make yourself scary. Be a ghost. Like, here's what it's like to be in the afterlife, and here's how crazy and kooky and crooked everything is.
Yep.
This movie, because you don't need the introduction, it just takes you to the spots that you've already seen before. It introduces one extra without an explanation, and it's just like, here's something cool visually. But it was so funny because that spot wasn't flavored like Beetlejuice, wasn't flavored like Tim Burton. It was almost like a joke, like a different joke that was like a cultural touch point. Like, oh, this existed in the 70s. You guys remember that? And I'm like, what?
Weird.
It's not a spoiler, no. It's just a spot that's like how his soul gets to the afterlife is via the soul train.
Oh.
And that's the joke. And it's disco and whatever. It's Soul Train. And I was like, oh, this doesn't really feel like Tim Burton. I mean, all these people are dead, I guess. And some of them have like the arrow through the neck kind of like, this is how I died, you know? But I was like, okay, that place is new. Otherwise, they're just visiting the spots we've already been, and they're putting different dead characters in there to be like, look, another fun way that this person died. It was like hot dog eating champion, and he's got 13 hot dogs sticking out his mouth. And I was like, it's fun seeing these characters in these places, but this place doesn't feel as magical, and it feels like it actually, you just dusted it off and it hasn't changed in 30 years.
I wonder if, because I feel like Tim Burton does have like that infatuation with the 70s, because he did the Dark Shadows remake, and it had a lot of the vibes as well. So it might just be like I like this vibe, and this is kind of a cool idea, and I can tie it.
One of the plots that I was like, we really didn't need this, was Monica Bellucci's plot.
I've heard that on people complain about it.
But I was also like, yeah, but if you're married to her, like, you put her in the movie.
You put her in the movie.
And I was like, you know, again, there's sometimes in movies where I'm like, man, this really wasn't necessary, but I'm like, but it's just the guy making a movie with his friends, or it's just him doing what he wants to do, and I'm like, I'm happy for that. I'm happy that you're just getting to make it, and you get to put the thing that you find fun in Beetlejuice, like your smoking hot Italian wife. Just put her in this movie. Why not? And her whole intro is her body parts getting put together.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was like, it's just you highlighting your wife's body. Like, it's very intentional, everything. Also, I get it. You do you.
I think somebody brought up the joke they didn't do that I understand, probably because it's probably built up differently in the movie. But the joke that I think that could have landed really well is, you know, like they call Beetlejuice fourth, and it cuts to him waiting for his number to be called, and it finally gets called. And he's like, yes. And he takes a step, and then he gets teleported to wherever he gets called to. And he'd be like, no, I was in. Because it's a super long number. And that's the very end of the last movie. So we could have tied it that way. But I'm assuming when he comes in for the first time, or when we see him, it's probably more theatrical, more like big.
Yeah, if I had to put a timestamp on it, he's probably called in at the hour mark.
Well, I know you
see him, but
Michael Keaton, I think, talked about in the beginning. He's like, if we do this again, I don't want Beetlejuice to be a whole thing. Like, he should have almost the exact same runtime as he does in the first movie, which is very light in comparison to what people probably think or remember.
Yeah, because it's not about him as much.
Not at all.
Yeah, so I think those were the two major sins, but all the same, it was still fun enough.
That's great.
I liked the effects. I got the Tim Burton of it all. The music was fantastic. And that's it.
Cool.
That's all I watched. I think, did I mention why I might not be wanting to watch as many horror movies during October?
No, why?
No? Not this October, but just October.
Oh, no.
I noticed that like my letterbox and stuff dips off. Maybe I was telling somebody else then. I was like, maybe what it is, because most people I know pick up on watching horror movies and they really want to watch it.
Yep.
And that's great. And I love throwing out recs. And if someone invites me or we want to watch one together or theaters or whatever, I'm all in on that. But I think it's that, we'll say March. I need to watch horror movies to feel the horror,
the spooks,
the feeling. But it's everywhere now. I don't need to watch the movies to feel it. It's almost like horror movies are like supplement all around. You know what I mean? I don't think that's actually the truth, and it's not an active thought. But I don't feel enticed to watch the movies I'm watching everybody on my feed watch or whatever.
For me, I've been trying to find horror movies to watch, and I keep finding that I don't have a lot of movies that I want to watch. It's almost like I'm trying to find something because it's horror related and it's horror time, but I've already watched all the ones I want to watch. Like Voyage of the Meter was one on my list. I was like, cool, let's do that. Five Nights at Freddy's, I did that one. Like there's a bunch of ones I already did, and now I'm like, what's left on my list that I want to watch? Not that I could watch, but what do I want to watch? And I'm already running dry on movies, and it's not even October. It's sad. I want to watch, but I don't like being scared, says Strawn. There's a lot of good horror movies that aren't
make
scary,
it difficult,
I would say.
So I pulled up Hokey Pokey in the chat. Hokey Pokey's list of horror movies to watch. He did put Werewolf by Night. I think that's the only non-movie exception, and he watched it already.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet. Maybe I should do that. That does sound cool.
Worth it.
I definitely think I should.
Oh, so sad. We put it on. This is 2 Octobers ago, maybe.
I think so. Time-wise, I think that lines up.
We put it on. Shay and I do. We watch it. We love it, and we're like, "This was fantastic." And Shay goes, "Sweet, play the next one." And I go, "Oh, honey, this isn't a show. It's over." I can't imagine that feeling of like, yo, because by this, we're trained. These Marvel things on Disney Plus, they're shows. And this first one was like an hour 10.
Mm-hmm.
I say first one because that's what she thinks it is. She's like, ooh, long first episode. She's like, all right, cue up the next one. And I'm like, oh, honey, no.
That's it.
I'm so sorry. She's like, I'm only half done with this wine. I was pacing myself. I'm like, fucking start chugging, dude. I'm sorry. It's over.
Also, was it Agatha All Along? Is that coming out?
I think 3 episodes now.
3 episodes. That has a spooky feel to it.
Maybe it's 3 episodes tomorrow because they do Wednesdays.
Gotcha. That has a spooky feel to it, and it looked pretty good. So I might check that out as well.
The first 2 episodes were thumbs up.
Cool.
I know people who watched it that liked it. But Cody's list: Fright Night, Friday the 13th, the OG Part 2, OG and Part 2, Lost Boys, Alien, Babadook, Young Frankenstein, Wicker Man, Let the Right One In, The Witch, Talk to Me, and Bubba Hotep. Bubba Hotep was a weird addition. I was like, as much as I like this movie, I imagine that I would say these ones are more staples. Maybe not the Babadook.
You know what? Now I'm looking at this list and I was like, man, there's some really good ones there that I could rewatch, but I'm like, I was trying to look for something new for me to watch. But maybe this is the October where I go, Bethany, what key things are you missing that we should see that we can get you to see?
So that's kind of what I was getting at. It was just like, I'm always watching every horror movie that comes out within reason. October, a lot of them come out, and sometimes I'll play catch up going backwards to them, but it's watching Fright Night with someone who hasn't seen Fright Night before. Then I'm like, I just watched it with Colin like 6 months ago.
And then OG and remake,
I'm like,
for a lot of them.
Well, yeah, and that's, I don't know, because Cody's busy in October. That's why he's like, I did a very mellow list because I want to complete it. I want this to be done. And he's already started working through them. But the original Fright Night holds up. That movie is so good. And I'm like, why wouldn't I just watch the staples again? I'm not someone like you who will be like, let me put a movie on and go to bed, or let me just put a movie on while I'm doing something else. I don't do that too much unless it's like a documentary or an episode of something maybe. But to sit down and put my eyeballs on the original Friday the 13th for me now kind of takes effort. It takes like a focus.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to start the whole, because I haven't seen every Friday the 13th, not all of them.
Okay.
I skipped 5 and A New Beginning, or what, I don't even remember.
The first time I watched Friday the 13th, I remember going into it and being like, all right, let's go. I'm ready. I've watched it was the last one I got to. So I watched Nightmare on Elm Street was huge, but for me, but then I went to Halloween. I did all that. I went to Friday the 13th. And when I started watching Friday the 13th, halfway through that movie, I was like, no one knows they're being stalked. Everyone's dying and the people are still okay. Like, I want them to be afraid. No one's afraid in this movie. You know, it's crazy.
This movie started something.
Oh,
right?
Totally.
You know, so it has that, and it realizes that later, and it keeps growing. But it's funny because I'm also viewing this list, and I'm like, so Cody's never seen any of these. I almost gave disclaimers for some, where I'm like, Friday the 13th, the first and the second, these are not the movies you think they are.
Nope.
Is what I told them. I didn't tell them anything else, but I'm just like, you're not going to see a mask.
I was going to say, hockey masks don't exist.
Yep, nope. Jason in the first one, not real. You know what I mean? Well. And then Alien, I was like, this may not be as scary as you expect, but you're going to love it because it's sci-fi. You're not going to get many Halloween vibes from it. And then The Wicker Man, I was like, I think The Wicker Man is perfect. I fucking love that movie. I can't imagine watching it in October. It's like such a spring movie.
And it's also,
and I told him that I was like, hey, it's a different mean, I don't know how much I text him, I forget, but
it's also like, I mean, Hoki's different, but depending on someone who puts it on a list, hey,
Nate getting free furniture. Hey, that's a win.
Putting it on a list. When I look at a lot of those movies, I'm like, anyone could watch these movies. The Witch is kind of iffy, but anyone could watch a lot of those movies.
The Witch is kind of iffy. He does love Eggers' other movies.
That works. The Wicker Man is one where I'm like, if you get through all the rest, I would put Wicker Man last just because it's so different than I think everything on that.
Yeah. I think for me, like if I was to give this list again to somebody else and be like, hey, this is the movie you have to, I'd put Bubba Hotep last, I think.
Well, Bubba Hotep is just like, that's just a weird one. That's just
I was
weird.
like, these are not the same.
These
one
are
of these
weird.
is not like the others, you know. But I would.
Such an interesting thing to do Friday the 13th and Friday the 13th Part 2 and no Halloweens, no Nightmare on Elm Streets, no other Friday the 13th, not even the remake Friday the 13th or anything.
Yeah, let's do a little. We should make a list for people.
Okay,
we should do. I mean, how much? What do we got here? 5, 10, 13. Ooh, 13.
The 13.
We should do the 13
movies
and kind of pick one of each.
That'd be great. Do we do it like now? Or
I know.
Next episode?
I was like,
next episode will be the first October episode.
Does anyone want any news right now? Should I be making a fucking list right here, dude?
I mean, what is there any big news that we should talk about?
Well, okay, I guess that's fair. Let's get to some quick
some of them
news.
Are things that
Transformers 1 released
for the box office.
Yep. Yeah, it released. It did fine box office. It has a 98% audience Rotten Tomato score.
I really want to watch it.
That is so fucking high. I wanted to talk about that. We got a Thunderbolts trailer that was cool. So if you want to see that, go watch Thunderbolts trailer. There's a Tomb Raider Legend of Lara Croft anime coming out for Netflix. That looks really cool.
Plan to watch that with Bethany.
Supergirl is being played by Millie Alcock. This isn't the news, but she's apparently being played. They found the villain, who is Krem of the Yellow Hills, is the name of the villain. His name is Matthias Schoenaerts.
Not familiar.
Ridley Scott already wants to make Gladiator 3. Megalopolis is coming out this week. Wild Robot is also coming out this week. Games News was all the thing we did early.
Yep. I would say Sinners trailer. It looks really good. A horror movie from Ryan Coogler. I almost said Kyle Rugler. Ryan Coogler and with Michael B. Jordan in it. I think that looks really exciting. And my bit of news that I was excited about is Constantine 2 script is ready, reportedly rated R, and Keanu Reeves in talk to return. I love the first Constantine. I never thought a second one would ever happen. So just the idea that it's a possibility, that there's a script out there, got me excited. So nothing on that. There's not like a date. There's not even like a confirmation that it's happening. But just that it's out there just made me happy. So I thought I wanted to share that today. So that was kind of news. There's a little bit of other stuff, a lot of other trailers and things, but we were really kind of scraping for news. So when the State of Play came out, we're like, yes, content easily. That's so great for us. It's just like a slow time for news. Like, the summer's kind of wound down now, right? The 21st was the last day, or is the beginning of fall. So fall's starting. We haven't kicked off all the announcements for Christmas yet or anything like that. So it's kind of just a weird news time. And we had a hell of a day today. So, a lot of different stuff. What exactly, Nate? Exactly. It's super exciting. I don't want to get your hopes too high and then it fall through, but I read it. I was excited. So what?
So I got a list started just by name. I called it the Horror Starter Kit 2024.
Cool.
Created on the Real Pixel podcast with the date, a list for seasonal horror watchers and the movies we believe they need to see.
That's awesome. But we're on the Pop Tab podcast.
Oh, well, I was going to say, I just meant to put on Real Pixel.
Oh, okay.
I meant to put
you can delete
on the Pop Tab podcast. There we go.
Yep.
This is true.
Here we go. This is exciting. This sounds fun. I almost want to pull up Letterboxd on here and just have just scroll through some stuff. So just in case I forget some stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Feel free.
Is it on here?
Safari. Oh, there.
Thank you.
Yep.
I forgot my iPad. I'm borrowing Stokes.
Yeah, I don't know if Letterboxd has a tablet thing, but okay.
Films. Genre.
What do we want? Okay, so we kind of want the staples, right? So we want to put a Halloween on there.
Yes.
What Halloween should people watch? I think this might be the rare time that I'm like, maybe just the original. But I like Halloween 2.
It's hard. I'd probably say the original. I think
there's something a little too classic about it.
I think it's still.
We get the OG Laurie Strode moments.
Was that the boogeyman? Just so much in the curtain.
The clothesline. Yeah, I think that there's a little bit too much there. I think Halloween 2 is a great companion piece for it, but okay.
Just don't force them just to have them. I say that there has to be a 13 Ghosts. I think Halloween is a good place to start. Also, if we're looking at horror movies in general, just having a Halloween as a standard, because if Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th don't make the list for whatever reason we choose or whatnot, you got to have Halloween, I think.
No, I think they have to, because I'm saying this is a true starter kit.
True starter kit.
I don't think we need to have one shark movie, one foreign movie, one this movie, one I don't need one ofs. More so just good staples, and maybe because I put seasonal. So I love The Wicker Man. Mm-hmm. I don't think everyone should watch it.
Nope.
But even if I did, I think it's too spring of a movie. Fair. So Midsommar would be the same way if I, for some reason, felt that
should be. That's the second one on this picture. I was like, that's not, I don't think that would be. This is just a horror movie picture. I was going to say. Just scroll through and get ideas if I'm forgetting something, Okay.
So I think we should just go down the line of the iconic ones.
Okay.
So we go Halloween, Freddy.
Yes. So it's hard because I think Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween, the easiest choice is the first one because they're Nightmare on Elm Street's got Johnny Depp in the first one. Nancy, the whole lore essentially is built with the parents and all that stuff's right there.
I think it's another one that it just executes so well.
Yeah.
Unlike, because we're going to get to Friday the 13th and Jason. That one, it's not fleshed out yet.
No.
All it did was establish summer camp. Those kinds of things. So I don't know if I'd put that one on. I really do think the original Nightmare on Elm Street is the one we should put on.
Yep.
Is Dream Warriors my favorite? Sure. I even like Freddy's Revenge. Like, I know that's a weird one because it's too New Nightmares.
I was going to say
good,
New
like,
Nightmare is amazing. It can't be on this list, but
you can't be like, you've never seen a Nightmare film. Let's
watch
do New Nightmare.
But if you go, I'll watch the first one. I go, cool. Did you like it? You're like, yeah. And I'm like, now you have a choice. You could keep going down Nightmare on Elm Street, or you could just do New Nightmare next.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Right?
I mean, there's a canon. There's characters that survive in 3 that go to 4. That just, but that's not necessary.
2 can really be plucked out and put in anywhere.
It really could. And then, oh man, yeah.
3, 4, and 5 all kind of go together.
They get weird.
Yeah.
So I think we then go to Jason. We go to Friday the 13th.
I think 3 at the earliest. 1 and 2 are out.
I think 2 has a couple of good moments with her wearing the sweater, doing the "No, Jason, no."
Yeah,
I love that. We gotta go next.
It's gotta have the mask.
Go next.
You gotta have the mask.
So, for me, I think it starts with 3D. I mean, I always forget. I mean, there's so many of these movies, right? The names. What is 4 called?
4
is the final chapter.
Is the final chapter.
4's fucking fire.
It is really good.
I'd say you got to start 3 though. To like, what's the earliest that it makes sense to hop on the train?
Yes,
it's got to be 3.
It's got to be 3. But for me, if you had to pick any of the Friday the 13th to pop in, for me, no, for me, if someone asked me,
okay,
I'm going Jason Takes Manhattan, just because it's so fun.
Oh yeah, because that's got the fucking. Yeah. Crispin Glover doing the fucking thing.
It's got the dude that like boxes Jason in the alley.
Oh yeah,
and then Jason just like, oh dude, it's so.
Or no,
so
it's Crispin Glover in the second one. I'm just picturing him in the apartment, the same apartment where Homegirl gets the ice pick to the neck. I don't know.
I don't remember.
There's
now.
So many
There's
movies.
so many
There's
movies.
so many
But I would
movies.
say 3.
I put down 3.
Okay.
I think 3 is the staple to start with.
Now that we go through those, I'm going to name some off that I don't think fit that people might be thinking of.
Okay, I have a couple of the franchise ones still, but you can.
We're thinking Alien. I don't think it should be on here because it's not a horror vibe or not Halloween vibe. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think the same thing with The Thing. That's not a Halloween to me.
Interesting.
I think that's very.
That's very winter.
Winter. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
I can hear that out
because it's like if it's
also
if
I
it's
could make a
outside,
list. This list could be all John Carpenter if I really wanted it.
But
to
if
be.
it's like if you go, it's cold outside. There's snow piling up, and I put this movie on. It could be the day before Thanksgiving. And it's dark outside. I feel isolated. I'm scared. That's the feeling I get. Not Halloween. Jaws is a summer movie for me. Jaws is another one I have here. Yep. I don't think that's a Halloween vibe.
Nate says It maybe.
It.
Not an acronym, by the way. No periods between.
Yep. I would say no because I think
also say no.
The new ones.
It's a 2-part. I don't want to get too complex. And what's a TV movie? What are we picking?
You're
good for it, Nate. You're good.
The original It would be my choice. I didn't really like the new ones very much. So
I would. Oh, if I were picking one, I would pick the original. But
yeah.
I don't think doing movie 2 parts. Whatever.
I don't think it's Halloween-ish anyway. It spans so long. It's more about like the childhood to adulthood more than it is really anything else. And there's the horror there, but there's not even like a Halloween horror.
Oh, Cody.
Hold up.
Your list got... I was just telling everyone about your list, Hokey.
Your list took over the podcast.
We decided that we're going to make a 13-movie long list. I mean, he's kind of right. Friday is a similar feeling of a summer movie, but I think what we're doing here, it's the horror starter kit. I don't know how much he's heard.
That's true.
List. That's a good idea.
That was a good idea.
Horror starter kit.
I don't think I could do it from here. But I'm trying to do something.
You can't log in. You can't whatever.
Yeah.
I think there's something about that, right? That it's a summer camp, but I think it's also too essential of a character that you can't really avoid it.
Yes, and I'm trying to think.
There is one. The movie Sleepaway Camp. I'm not putting it on the list.
Okay,
but I like Sleepaway Camp. I love Sleepaway Camp 2. But Sleepaway Camp 3 is interesting in that it's about the wrap up of a summer camp into fall. Mm-hmm. So it has the transition. Like I would have said 1 week ago today would have been a great time to put on Sleepaway Camp 3.
Well, I was just looking because we picked 3, and 3 I knew took place right after 2. And I was trying to figure out like timeline wise, is 2 at the end of summer and then 3 could be the gap? Because I know it's like 2 ends and like 3 picks up. Like it's like boop boop. So I didn't know if maybe, and these are the movie's timelines, events, like, has it been 4 days, 3 days, 2? Kind of hard to track them. So I don't know if that matters too much, but I think it's so staple that it gets that Halloween vibe. I don't think it's as Halloween as Halloween. I don't think it's as Halloween as Nightmare on Elm Street, but I could see the argument, Hokey. I get it.
I think okay.
I get it.
Okay, so we got those three.
Mm-hmm.
You start talking about movies not to do, franchises not to do.
Just because I saw a couple of them.
Two that I would include.
Okay.
Something from Chucky.
Gotcha.
I would probably do Child's Play. I love the original Hellraiser. I'd probably put Pinhead in there.
Okay. The original one?
The original one. Well, it's not 2. I did not like 2. I only recently watched 2 for the first time, and I was like,
it's so weird because
man, that's a different movie.
If you go, let's put Pinhead in there. Pinhead isn't even, he's not a named character in the first one. He doesn't have a name, right? That's like what they called the carrier on the road.
They call him lead Cenobite.
Yeah, he's not even like, so it's almost
they
like.
don't have names.
It's almost like
it's female Cenobite, fat Cenobite. They don't have, like, I think one of them's name's like Chompers or something like that later, but.
Halloween Town, put it on.
Halloween Town's a good one, but
Halloween Town
it's
is
also
great.
funny because I think
That's
this is horror starter kit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Halloween starter kit's necessary because we're not putting on Hocus Pocus, which would be a staple.
Halloween Hocus
Town.
Pocus, Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost.
No,
like those would be my list.
I'm more Scooby Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf, but I do like Witch's Ghost.
Witch's Ghost,
but it's also not the Universal monster movies because it's kind of like that's a different vibe.
Totally.
But what do you think about Child's Play first?
Child's Play is interesting because I mean that movie
we
I
can always
too
add
late.
then cut too.
Yeah, I think I could not tell you.
Monster Squad's a good Halloween ad.
Monster Squad is a great one. Alchemist. That's going to go up there.
You know, well, I'm also willing to add 20 movies cut to 13.
Okay.
The reason I wouldn't do Monster Squad because one, I don't know how precious our resources are here.
Yep.
I don't think it has a single iconographic character where I'd say maybe if we're thinking Wolfman, add the Howling. If we're thinking Dracula, add Fright Night. It's not Dracula, but it's a vampire, I should say. You know, I would go that route because also I don't think that there's enough pop culture touchstones in Monster Squad for people to like consider it a social requirement.
The Wolfman's got nards.
Well, say whatever you want, dude. I've literally never heard you say that out loud till now.
Okay.
And you quote movies a lot.
The
Child's Play.
Child's Play.
Tom
This
Holland.
one's tough because.
Sorry, director Tom Holland. I just said that.
I was like, you said that. I went like, was he like a kid in one?
I know. Yeah, he's like, was he a kid in 1988?
Child's Play never struck with me too hard, but for me, it also almost doesn't scream Halloween as much as like Christmas because it's the kid's getting a new toy. It's like a present.
Yeah,
but it's not. I don't think the first one's not with Christmas though.
Well,
right?
I'm not thinking too seasonally. I'm thinking that this is one that's like you want to be able to recognize Chucky. You want to be able to say I've seen something there. Like it's the only reason I'm putting in a Friday the 13th at all. Really.
Okay.
You know.
Put in Child's Play. We might come back.
Now, how do you feel about Hellraiser, who I think is another staple? When I see the lineup of horror characters, some of them are only 2 or 3 long, you know. But
put in Hellraiser.
We'll just start with
Yeah.
All right. Now. We'll say classics because these are still in the 80s and in the late 70s. Any other classics that have iconographic like slashers, franchise kind of characters?
I mean, like you brought up Fright Night being like vampire. I would put Fright Night in there.
I would also put Fright Night. I don't think it has that same reasoning.
No,
but Fright Night.
It comes to mind.
Tom Holland.
Yes.
Directed it.
Yes.
So I think all of this, we could keep adding to it, but I think what this does is I think it builds to Scream.
Oh, okay. I see what
I
you're
don't
saying.
think there's a world that someone can look at Hokey. Look at that.
Is Scream on
Look
there?
at the
Yeah,
timing.
that's perfect.
I don't think there's a world where you can. I think it's the only one I'd give an asterisk to. That's like you should watch all these. You should watch this one last.
Yes,
because you will then have the prerequisites to make this movie as good as it is.
Yes,
I'm putting it on the list.
Put Scream.
And also, we don't want to do another Scream.
And to be clear, can you put the correct year on that one? Thank you. Because I just wanted to be clear.
Yeah, I didn't put Scream, quote unquote, Scream 4.
Yes, Scream 5.
5. Yeah. Although I do like 4.
I do like 4 too, but not.
But we got some bangers on here. And
What
what are we
about-
at? We're at 2, 4, 6, 7.
This is an interesting
So
one.
we're over halfway.
Because I think when I think of, it doesn't have a character. But for me, when I think of like a horror classics, it's maybe because of the poster, but I think Evil Dead. It's got that horror vibe.
What something the Evil Dead did do, one, traumatize some people.
Yeah.
And do some pretty racy things. Do you do the Evil Dead 2 though? Do you really?
No,
because
I
the
think I
first
do the
one is
first
the
one.
history watch, right? The second one's the fun watch.
Yeah, but I think I still do the first one overall.
You're probably right
because
but
it's more that horror.
I don't know if I would include it.
Really?
I don't know if I would.
I would put Evil Dead before I would put Hellraiser.
Hokey's on. This was actually my next movie too. Dan, we got a wavelength going.
I was
It
like
would probably
Army
be
Darkness.
it'd probably be The Exorcist. I would probably put The Exorcist on just for the religious horror, possession, or whatever you want to call this type of thing. I don't know if there's another movie that does it better in an essentials list, at least.
Yep.
So I'd probably throw that on there. I'm gonna
Put Exorcist.
I'm gonna tentatively put it.
Put Evil Dead for me.
Evil Dead.
Okay, how about we come back to Evil Dead? But how about this one? Because now we're thinking religious horror. We're thinking about different genres. Blair Witch.
See, I was just about to suggest this is actually because for my favorite movie is The Shining, and I was like, do we pick based on Stephen King? Do we pick based off of is it just because it's my favorite? I actually don't know if it's required watching for people. I don't know if I'd put it under the Halloween, the scary, the horror list.
No.
Because I think that one is closer to The Thing in my mind, and that it's just a good movie to watch.
Yes.
And you might feel horror from it, but also
winter isolation, that kind of feel.
It's the isolation part that I was like, it's not seasonally correct or incorrect.
For me, Blair Witch is the out in the woods walking. If you grew up in rural areas or a hunting family, you remember the walks through the woods, the crunching, the leaves and all that.
I'll put it on because it's also, I don't know of a better found footage movie to put on.
Yeah.
For a starter list, because I can think of better found footage movies.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to put Hell House LLC on here, you know?
Yeah, that would be a good one. Because that's very Halloween.
It's the most Halloween.
It's the most Halloween.
But it's just
actually
it's
that
not the
or the
starter.
houses that October built would also be on there.
I just don't think that one's as executed as well.
That's fair. I could see that.
But it's still a good movie.
They're very good ones.
Paranormal Activity is a good found footage option.
Paranormal Activity, I was thinking,
well,
but it
what
doesn't.
James Wan would you put on?
What James Wan?
Which, by the way, I think it's the 15th anniversary of Paranormal Activity
Oh, that's cool.
this year. So it's actually this month coming back to theaters.
Oh, that's exciting.
Which I'm like, you didn't make enough profit margin on your
I know, right?
$14,000 movie. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
was one of my favorites,
Nate.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Nate,
That's
you like
an
House of a
interesting-
Thousand
That's an
Corpses?
interesting one, Nate.
I mean, we like the movie too.
Yeah, but that's an
I
interesting
would
one.
have never guessed you'd
Yeah.
like that.
How many days later? I think so.
Tron, man. If Paranormal Activity gets you scared like that, dude.
I was thinking Paranormal
That's-
Activity,
yeah,
but
that's a good one.
For me, it once again it's horror, but it doesn't. Are we trying to get like Halloween vibes from it?
No.
No.
I think we're trying to not get other vibes. I
Gotcha.
think Jaws is an essential movie, and we can argue it's horror. I just don't think it gives the same feeling here. You know,
I would still put Blair Witch. Feelings above
I would put Blair
Paranormal.
Witch for sure. The reason I would put Blair Witch on the list, I mean, I don't know because we haven't cut anything yet, but because it's so essential to the lore of horror films.
Yes.
It's a very important part of the story. What do you think for big monster movies?
I don't think it should be on the list, but it's on the second page of horror movies here. I see Creep. What a great movie! If you haven't seen Creep, go watch Creep. Look at that right there, next to Funny Games.
I know. I'm cheating now and looking here to be like, what other genres might we touch or cover? You're on page 2.
Yeah, if you want to go back a page.
Dude, Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, Night of the Living Dead.
I saw
Honestly,
one movie. I'm extrapolating on these. I saw World War Z, and I said zombie movie. Fuck, Night of the Living Dead.
I don't think Night of the Living Dead would be the one. I think it would be Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead?
I think so.
Not Day of the Dead.
No, Day of the Dead's got
You do Dawn of the Dead.
I do Dawn of the Dead over Day because Dawn has a long time of nothing in it, and I think it's more story focused
the
than
scarier
horror.
movie too.
Yeah, Dawn is.
Dawn
you're saying?
is.
Yeah.
Dawn is. Yeah.
It's still close enough to Outbreak that it's not so disconnected.
Dead says
but
Nate.
Dawn of the Dead for sure. Thank you. I think Dawn of the Dead, Survival of the Dead's actually pretty fun too. It's a found footage.
I'm a more Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
But that's not what I'm putting on this list.
Megan type movies or Amityville horror. Ooh, Amityville.
See, I think it's probably important to introduce like a new horror flavor. Like, not that you need to watch this in a timeline order, but there's kind of we have the slashers and we have Scream, The Exorcist, Blair Witch, Dawn of the Dead. Those are like different types of movies entirely. But I think we also need to step into the new age to be like, what are some of the best ones more recently so that you can feel acclimated if you were to go into it, you know?
Conjuring 2.
I love The Conjuring 2.
I'd put that one there.
I don't think you can like that movie without the first one, though, right?
I think you can.
As a non-horror viewer? As a seasonal horror viewer?
It's so tough.
Ooh,
because
Zombieland's a good pull.
I think the second one is so much, like, I don't want to say so much stronger because the first one's also very strong, but I think the second one is a stronger film. So, but if we're really looking at
that's when he's in his bag, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I'm picking James Wan, I'd probably put Insidious.
See,
I think you have to mental the Blumhouse PG-13 horror. We're talking jump scares. We're talking like weird camera tricks and big name actors that you're like, what are you doing here kind of thing. I'd probably do that one.
If we're looking at horror, has to be watched. This is the starter list. James Wan, you go Saw, really. It's so crucial to all, like, it spawned horror, like gore horror for
torture
like 10,
porn
15 plus, yeah.
Yeah, it did do something unique. God, is 13 too... 13 is tough, man.
13 is tough.
I'm already looking at Blair Witch like, dude, you might have
Hereditary
to go,
probs
dude.
won't make it, but 10 out of 10. You can delete like a 0 from the beginning of that and say 1 out of 10 hokey. We understand what you
I
mean.
thought you were going to say the 1. It's a 10 out of 10. I love that movie.
It's like a 4. Well,
this guy can't even get
the
a score
first
straight.
half is 8 easily, and then the second half happens.
Well, you just didn't like the last like 10 minutes.
It felt a lot longer than 10 minutes.
Because I'm thinking, do you give someone a 4 in horror?
If you do, I don't think it should be something that you can't culturally digest as a watcher.
Well, I wouldn't put on like something Japanese, for instance.
Right.
Because there's even their most digestible, like The Ring, Ringu.
Yeah.
That's one that's not.
No.
There's still something so separate there for a normie.
Not that it's even on the list, but like the Speak No Evil kind of idea where it's like it's a cultural thing. Like, I don't know if that movie speaks as loudly.
Yeah.
I think like Funny Games even, I don't think that works.
No. See, it's tough because I think the movies that even Americans think Americans would like, they just take and adapt. So I'd almost be thinking, what's an original? Like, The Grudge, Ju-on is the original, but that's one that does not translate as well either because of the language of ghosts that exists between our countries.
What was the picture one? Shutter? That was it.
Shutter was a good one. It's also kind of The Ring, right? Don't they take photos of the people and they're all blurry in The Ring because they're going to die?
I think so. There was a line of very pale ghosts that we just decided to remake all those movies back to back.
Was another one that had the same kind of tone. Don't watch that remake.
Oh, we completely forgot to. This was a bit of news. You didn't write it down. I don't know how big of news, but you see the 28 years later news. It's all shot on iPhone 15.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Really?
Yeah. The whole movie 28 years later is shot on iPhone 15.
That's kind of cool. Imagine
iPhone 15 Pro.
Well, of course.
Yes.
It'll have some kind of cool story to it.
Oh, it's cool. And it's also like they shot it all on i15 Pro, and then you look at it and it's like a phone in a mount with a thing with this with lenses, and it's like, yeah, I guess it is, but that lens is 3 times the cost of the phone. Sure, I guess it's shot.
It's all
there.
with asterisks. But
that was news I saw.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put The Strangers into. Let's. What werewolf movie you put on there?
What werewolf movie?
And why is it The Howling?
Now we're looking at. There's a lot of.
That's not as digestible. How about this? Should we put Shaun of the Dead on the list?
Yes, but I think it should go along with Scream, where it needs to be near the end, so you get it. And you almost need other zombie movies to get it.
Zombie movies. Scream, you need other slashers, but the slashers are the other staples, right?
Yes.
Like, We've almost got one genre, 3. But I don't know. Hellraiser's not a slasher, but Friday, Nightmare, Halloween, Child's Play.
I think Shaun of the Dead is watchable if you put in Dawn of the Dead. I don't know if you need all of the Dead movies. I think Dawn of the Dead will get you far enough where you could watch Shaun of the Dead and get a lot of the jokes and a lot of the motifs and stuff. So I think Shaun of the Dead could be on there.
Werewolf. Is it The Howling or is it An American Werewolf in London?
What about Curse, dude?
Underworld, says Nate.
What about Curse?
Listen, Nate, we love Underworld, but I don't know if you can put in a vampire versus werewolf movie. That's
that would be cool,
cheating.
though. American? I think American over The Howling.
You do?
Yeah, even though for me, a werewolf movie is the Wes Craven's
That's what got me leading onto the comedy part of it, was because I find that movie funny.
Yeah.
Vampire. We did Fright Night. We got Fright Night, so that's good vampire. Any other major creature monsters we should
Creature
be
from the
focusing
Black
on?
Lagoon. How's it
I
not
know,
on there,
but
dude? It's not a Halloween. It's a different vibe. That's why I think the fucking Monster Squad was a great idea, because it just covered all of them.
Because it's just
easy.
a cheat code, dude.
Yeah,
so easy. Psycho. I'd be too afraid of someone if we're just saying all old classic movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That they're like, is there anything new worth watching at all?
And there definitely
is. But I don't know where I'd tell them. God, I'd throw a Giallo in there with the old Suspiria.
So did we not land on a James Wan? Because James Wan needs to be on the list.
Yeah, James Wan does. But do you recommend a normie to watch Saw?
I was gonna say,
I think
Insidious,
anyone
Saw,
can really.
Conjuring. If we can't agree on those, just put Dead Silence.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Hey, well, I'm trying to find in the middle. I mean, in the middle.
Say love. I won't say love.
I like that movie.
I would put the first Conjuring.
The first Conjuring, okay.
For the reason of, it started the Conjuring universe.
Yep.
So you can watch 2 without 1, but you do need to.
I do enjoy Insidious
So I put the Conjuring
more than the Conjurings, because I like the 1 and 2. I think those 2 movies might be the strongest horror movie 2-pack. It's so good.
It's a little film, bro.
Gremlins.
I was thinking a different kind of creature.
Gremlins is Christmas, though.
Yeah, Chris. You look at Christmas.
Yeah,
movies,
Hokey right there.
He's right.
Yep.
He's right. It's a little film broy, but I think It Follows might be one of the ones that I'm like, you should watch this new movie, because I think here's what I think It Follows started. It started the wrongful term that even the director doesn't agree with, of elevated horror.
Yeah,
it gets lumped in. I mean, it's the one that Jenna Ortega screams off when she's afraid of whatever in the Scream movie. She's like, I watch Hereditary and The Babadook and whatever, and she starts listing movies, and because they're better, they're making fun of it, kind of. But also, there are people who truly use the words elevated horror and mean it. And I think It Follows goes into that list, and chronologically is like the beginning. It's the guy's first movie. It's very homegrown. It's leaves falling in Detroit. It's cardigans. It's,
I don't know. That one.
You don't know if you'd put it there?
I don't know if I put it there, because it's like
top 13 movie soundtracks.
We don't even know what year that takes place. Like, it's so like weird.
I know.
And abnormal.
It's out of time. I'm okay with an out of time movie. That part, is that a negative?
Yeah.
I don't find that as a negative.
I don't feel like it.
Dude, we got to put on the Texas Chainsaw.
Really? The OG or the remake? I would put on the remake.
I wouldn't put on. I like the remake. I wouldn't put it on the starter list.
Oh, really? You'd put the OG one on there, where the girl screams for 45 minutes?
Oh, no, she doesn't. She cries.
Oh, cries.
She cries for the 45 minutes. I think I would, though.
Okay.
I think there's something too
interesting.
There's something too history about that movie.
Top 13 Halloween movie soundtracks. That'd be cool. Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers. Where'd you get those peepers?
That one's tough too, Nate, because I see what you're thinking, but for me,
no, the wheelchair scene's low-key funny, says Alchemist. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh, dude. Burn. Jeepers Creepers is interesting because
can you think of another
like
movie
road trip
before that where it starts with the like in August of 2019 in August of 1974 these teens went missing in Texas.
Oh, No, probably not.
I think pre-70. That's what I'm thinking. You can think of that trope, though, right?
Right. I think the only thing I could think of, when did the House That Dreaded Sundown, or the Town That Dreaded Sundown, that came out afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only one I could think
I'm
of.
going to start typing in just to see. Oh, barely. But it did come out after.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I knew it was around there, but.
Just counting up. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14.
We're already having
at
to make
14.
cuts. And I feel like we haven't even scratched the surface. We haven't even got to movies yet. This is crazy.
But what I like about Cody's list was he only had 13. His was this is realistic. You can watch one movie every 3 days within reason, roughly, and get there. We don't have a Stephen King on the list.
Yeah.
Is there one you'd like to throw on there? You're just kind of going next and seeing what else comes up.
Yeah, Stephen King.
God, I love The First Omen. I
Stephen
really
King's
love that movie.
Interesting because a lot of his better horror stuff were TV movies.
Shit, dude, Poltergeist is a good one.
Poltergeist.
I pretty
had that earlier and I
regularly
forgot.
say they're here.
Yeah, they're here. The Stephen King. If I'm like thinking about it, like all of my horror ones of his, I think of like TV movies, like old Salem's Lot. Man,
it's too bad I don't think
Christine.
I don't think it's actually
Carrie
part of a good list for people. My personal list might include Candyman. I love that movie, man. The more I watch it, the more I like it.
I like that on Hoagie's list.
It's a top 10 on my list.
He had The Lost Boys. I don't think it fits on this list.
He did have
but
The Lost
I'm
Boys.
glad that he had Lost Boys.
Yeah, I'm glad he found it to be
I'm really
an
excited for
essential.
that musical movie.
I think we might have a good list. Oh, I put the Texas Chainsaw 2. Whoops. It's a fun one, though.
I feel like we've got a lot from the same realm where we might have to drop some of the slasher.
We do. I mean, if we're dropping a slasher, we're dropping Child's Play. I think we both agree.
I think so. I just feel like there's a realm of horror we're not touching. It just
You think there's a realm?
Read me the list. Let's go through it again.
Starting with the classic slashers.
Yep,
Chucky's still in, no cuts yet.
No cuts.
Halloween, the original.
Yep.
The original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
Friday the 13th, Part 3.
Yep.
Cody, if you weren't here for that, we were talking about how 1 and 2 might throw you off.
It might
3
feel
might
weird.
be the one to start on. That's how we even started this list.
Yeah, that's how we started the whole thing.
Child's Play.
Mm-hmm.
Hellraiser.
Yep.
I did throw Fright Night in before Scream, but Fright Night, Scream.
Yep.
The Exorcist.
Mm-hmm.
Blair Witch Project.
Yep.
Dawn of the Dead.
Yep.
Shaun of the Dead.
Okay.
An American Werewolf in London. The Conjuring.
Mm-hmm.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 1974.
Okay. I'm also feeling weird about, I like that Shaun of the Dead's on there, but it's almost like, are we
We
trying
don't
to
need a horror comedy.
That's the thing is, are we trying to give them the bedrock so that they
I
can go
already
watch
cut it.
those movies? Okay.
I agree.
There we go.
I already agree. Yeah, it is. I mean, I think Scream is the only one that has the most, it's just the most worthy payoff.
Yes. And it's also done in a way that it's still a successful horror movie while also being a comedy.
It's not reliant. It is only, it's just the gravy on the potatoes.
Yeah.
You know. All right, I'm going to move, because I can arrange the list a little bit. So I'm going to put Scream up a little bit. I'm also going to put Texas Chainsaw higher above Scream, because I think it does make sense as one of the prerequisites of don't say in your, I'll be right back kind of thing.
1 through 4 are the Fridays I haven't seen. Wanted to get the backstory of the mom in my brain.
Okay.
That's fair.
I hear it. I hear you.
Yeah.
If I were feeling weird about one right now, I'm between Werewolf in London and Blair Witch. As I'm looking at some of these other movies, like, are they more staple?
For me,
I really think anybody could watch A Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, not children, whatever.
Right.
Some exclusions. But if someone's going to watch this entire list, I think they can make it through the entire list. The Blair Witch Project, I just hear so many people dislike for reasons that aren't mine, but they're just like, it's slow. It's the found footage. It's the weird CRT of it all. It's the whatever,
That's so crazy. Blair Witch is such like a, in my head, even if you take away the found footage idea, the fact that they were able to scare people with literally nothing. They show you nothing.
There really is nothing. in
It's
that
just
movie.
crazy how successful that movie feels scary.
It's honestly just the performances are so good.
Yeah.
I really think that's it.
Yeah.
The movie has almost, I mean, it's got, I guess maybe I'll give it production design because of the cool, like,
Yeah,
twig,
the
you know,
sticks, the house,
the lore of it, I guess.
the
but
way they were able to
it's
feed you the lore
very
so you
much-
understand the ending.
It's very much not, I don't know, maybe not quantifiably a good movie. If that makes sense.
I see what
but
you're
it's
saying.
like it's like, but somehow it works. So I guess it's just the confusion on that part for me. But people are saying keep it. If you know,
For me, it's I think American Werewolf in London and Child's Play are the two I'm playing with.
Child's Play was an early cut for me because I mean I was
Fucking fog, dude. I just saw the fog.
no.
I know.
I love the fog. I love
Yep,
the
yep,
fog,
yep,
but no,
yep.
that ain't it. That ain't it.
Scope.
Yeah, exactly.
I brought up Christine for Stephen King.
No,
What about Carrie then?
Carrie.
I think Carrie's stronger.
You got
or
it's Brian De Palma, dude. Like
Pet Cemetery.
what Carrie did pre Friday the 13th that started its own trend was we're at the ending. Here's the piece. Oh my God, it's not the ending. Cut.
Yep.
You know, which Friday the 13th I think has probably the best one of him jumping out the water in the boat and doing the thing. But Carrie's was the
Spoilers.
first.
Yeah. Hokies in chat,
off.
yeah.
Fuck off. But Carrie had there's her grave where her old house was, and
Ooh, Sleepy Hollow is a good movie, Alchemist, but you're right, not quite for the list, but very good.
that one's also got I think it's 25 years for that movie, right?
Oh, nice.
So that one's got a re-release this October too.
It's cool. I say we put in Carrie, OG Carrie, and take out Child's Play.
I like that.
That's my stance.
I'm into that so far. I can't think. I mean, there are movies that like is my list different than this? Maybe.
Oh yeah.
But I think when I'm being very general,
I think this is a good.
When I'm given this, like this is the list. If Derek said, "Hey, I know you love horror movies so much, man. I really want to try to understand it a little bit better, to have the touchstones, to have those points." I'd probably tell him to skip the Blair Witch because I know he'd shut it off. He'd
That's
be on his
fair.
phone in the middle. But otherwise, I would give this list to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
What am I? That's 2, 4, 6, 8. 10,
That's interesting because
Am I 13?
I think for when you're talking about
Nate says, Derek, really?
when you think of
I can't tell if he's fucking. I can't hear your sarcasm, Nate.
it's interesting the way you talk about Blair Witch is kind of how I feel about Hellraiser. Is I feel like people would turn it off.
When's the
get
last
bored.
time you watched Hellraiser?
Because
Because I don't find that movie boring at all.
forever ago.
I watched it.
'Cause
I watched it. I think it was this year in the spring.
Because I
Could have been last year.
Because I watched like all the classics and all this. I got to Hellraiser and I watched it. And I remember being done with it and being like, "Wow, what a boring movie."
Oh God, I find that I don't.
I appreciate it, but I was just like, it's just boring. Same thing with
Well,
Texas. Is like
I'm
Texas
also-
Chainsaw. I appreciate. Man, that's a lot of the same thing over and over again.
First time I ever watched Halloween. I guess. No, I was probably 16 when I watched the original Halloween for the first time. After already watching all the Rob Zombies, I guess
Yeah.
I was just skipping around. But that was one that I was like, that movie was way more boring than I expected. Because I was just attuned to new horror movies,
Yeah.
jump cuts, fast things, saw faces, doing all the shaky shit. But I don't know if I'd feel the same way now. I haven't watched the original Halloween in like 5 years.
I just remember
In the Texas Chainsaw, I don't remember feeling bored. I remember being like, this is kind of green room. It's like, this is kind of fucking scary. Like, I'm afraid of this small town America kind of feeling, the green room of it all.
yeah.
But for me, the Hellraiser, dude, that movie is so goopy and fun and crazy, and there's an edge of sexy to it that I'm just like, what is going on in this movie? I think it has probably one of the worst final girls. I'll give you that.
It's funny when you're talking that to me. I went, "Oh, Reanimator."
I
was going to say we didn't even
with
talk about Reanimator. I was like, "Oh my god."
dude, you
Wow.
remember we had I can't remember the guy's name because I read it and I was like, oh my God, that's the character from it's Herman something, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it was the character's name from the movie. We got a TCG order
Yes.
from someone that had the name, and I put a note in there that said, what was it? Cat's dead, talk later. And I was like, I hope he gets it.
He's good. What the fuck? I'm never ordering from this place again. These people are freaks, dude.
Yeah, that's funny.
Weird. How do we feel about the list?
It's ready for a soft launch.
Soft launch. Okay.
I think it's ready for a soft launch. I think The Conjuring is the one that feels weird, but I think is a good ad.
What?
But I look at that and I go, we don't have a movie in the last decade.
I know.
Because I think we want, the starter kit, right?
Yeah.
What movie came out this year that's like, this is an essential for every horror starter? I don't know if there is that as much. I think you have to, culture is based on nostalgia. We have to give it time.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that the movies that have time.
What's our oldest movie?
Our oldest was 73, I think.
Chainsaw?
No, Exorcist.
Exorcist
is 73. So it's probably that one. You gotta build the foundation.
You gotta build foundation.
So how about this? Our newest movie.
Yep.
The Conjuring, because we thought it's spawning the Conjuring universe. Before that, it is the Blair Witch in '99, which spawned found footage. I would say it existed before, but it did something. It kickstarted.
We're not going to put Cannibal Holocaust on the list. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can't put every first step in there.
Yeah,
people have got to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I think The Conjuring's good because also at the same time it is new horror, but it's not.
It's new horror philosophy.
Yes, but the way it's shot and the way shots linger on things, it's got the slow. Yes,
the claps.
I think it works.
Yeah, it's got a different type of scare with that kind of almost, I don't want to say tropey scare, but something that's like a motif scare.
Yeah.
Instead of, we're going to stab a woman against the wall. How's that make you feel?
Yeah.
General audience, 1978.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am pumped though. I think I'm watching a horror movie tonight.
I think what's funny though, we have all these movies are the best starters, and we talk about Scream for what it is. It's a payoff movie.
Yes. It goes at the bottom of the list. Watch all the movies.
Yeah, I can drag it to the bottom.
And then watch Scream and go, wow, they were really onto something. Because every movie, besides Conjuring, I guess maybe put Conjuring after it.
No.
No? Okay.
I could do that in the list, but for the description, I put watch in any order, but do Scream very last.
To then,
because I don't want to do Scream second to last before the Conjuring, because then I might as well just put the movies in a fucking order,
You're right. But yeah, I think if you watch all those movies and then you end with Scream, you'll be like, wow, the people that thought Scream went through this journey and got to the end of it and went like, wow, this is all we learned, huh?
Hokey putting current events isn't taught in high school.
That's
until
true.
High school. Which even then, I was not in a current events class. I didn't have one.
No, mine not.
So there was nothing current in that way. It is unfortunate because I think what's really cool about these, we could go into, because they're all from different decades, different moments in time, post this, pre that. I think what's interesting is studying how the horror movies of a certain decade or moment can tie to the reality of a moment. You can get super specific with something like The Purge, maybe for like recent years, and there's the Purge election year and Purge. You're like, oh, I see what you're trying to say here. But something like The Exorcist is like the fear of like hippies and the youth rising up and being, as the pendulum swung back and forth, being very anti-establishment, anti-religion. So putting the religion into the horror tied to the kid. There's just, or the feminism in Carrie. It's a very feminist focused movie having to do with, she gets her powers after her first menstruation in the shower, right? And they're all like,
plug it up.
Yep. Yeah, so there's things that you can tie to moments in history with these things, but it'd be harder to tie them to new ones because we're in it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
maybe 10 years from now, we'll be able to look back and go, I see where this is where we were.
Yeah.
We're still there, so it's hard to see.
We're in it. We can't see the forest from the trees.
There it is. That's what I was going to say. You can't see the forest among the trees or whatever? Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
So there you have it.
That's our list.
13 movies up, 13 movies down. Where's the save button?
Yeah, save that. And if you could get a link, we'll type it in the chat.
Fuck it, dude. I'm just clicking out of it. That's public lists. Private
you
lists.
just really did it.
There it is.
There it is. Is there a link?
Yep.
Cool. If you could,
I'm texting it to you.
Texting it to me.
And then you can post it however you want.
Okay. I was just going to drop it right in the chat, and maybe I'll put it in the description of the video.
Oh, I can do that.
Cool. Drop it right into chat, and then I'll post it in the description as well.
Make sure I got my volume down.
Right, we'll be.
Why am I never signed in?
I know. You have 2-factor. There it is. Get that code, dude.
I know. I was kind of hoping that it would
It'd
pop
come through
up because I'm like, I'm on an Apple device, dude. I gotta.
What a great show! What a great show! It came out kind of out of nowhere.
We were supposed to end
early because
but we're
we
like,
started early.
Let's
but
take it right up to 8.
We'll just push right to the end all the way. And as he loads in, I just want to make sure that anyone hanging out that wants the list, we're popping the list in chat right now. There it is. You can check it out. The Starter Kit 2024, as we called it. Thanks everybody for listening. Really appreciate it. I'm just
looking at my computer.
I'm sorry. I was in my head. I was like looking through, and I was just like, we covered all the news we wanted. Most of the news we had was kind of light, but
I've got great news. It's Tuesday. Hokey Pokey giving the heart in the chat. We typically have movie nights Tuesday, Thursday.
There it is.
One of those days. So we'll have to check and see. But if Colin's not free, Cody, maybe I'm coming over. Maybe we're snuggling up. Maybe we're getting weird with it. Maybe there's some popcorn and candy involved.
One of the horror movies?
One of his list. Yeah.
One of the lists? That's cool.
Unless it's Friday the 13th, part 1 or 2, we know where I stand.
That's so funny. All right.
Maybe Fright Night. That'd be a good one.
You guys have a wonderful evening. Thanks so much for hanging out, Alchemist. We'll see you guys next time. Stokes, did you have anything else?
I got nothing else.
Then we're going to sign off as we always do with a little bit of sweet dreams, and we'll see you for breakfast.